A slightly chilly but beautiful day here in Tampa, Florida, at the home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Raymond James Stadium. The site of today's Blue-Gray All-American Bowl featuring the North team versus the South team in what should be a great matchup of future college football players. Welcome inside Raymond James Stadium. This is Jesse Holley. I'm Ryan Castle. Happy to be with you for yet another Blue-Gray All-American Bowl here in Tampa. The 10th time this game has been played in the beautiful state of Florida. And Jesse, such a great opportunity for these young men to step inside an NFL stadium and showcase their talents on their way to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely, Ryan. You talk about these young men having a chance to play inside of the NFL stadium. They've watched this so many times on TV, and now they get a chance to come in here today, showcase their talent with the opportunity to gain a scholarship to play big-time college football at the next level. Talent
all over the field today on Team North side. One guy we've got our eyes on is up front on that offensive line, Tristan Arndt at 6'4", 300 pounds. Jesse, this guy's going to move some people out of the way today up front.
Absolutely, Ryan. He is a prime candidate for my all-grocery bill team. I would hate to be his parents having to feed a kid like that, but he is absolutely going to make wave and make holes for his running back and keep his quarterback upright so that they are able to complete the ball down the field. What a great guy to have on your football team.
And on the other side for Team South, one of the quarterbacks that we're keeping an eye on today, Dennis Murray Jr. Played his high school football about 2.5 hours away in mainland Florida. This guy has offers from schools all over the country. A dual threat at that quarterback position who can beat you in the run and the pass.
Absolutely, Ryan. This is the new age of quarterback. Quarterbacks now have to be able to throw the ball from the pocket, but also have the ability to run when the pocket breaks down. You have a special kid in Dennis Murray Jr. right here today that'll be able to showcase those skills and hopefully gain himself some big-time scholarships.
As we get closer to kickoff of the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Well, the sun is starting to come out in beautiful Tampa as we get closer to kickoff of the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Jesse, just a couple of weeks ago, the Tampa Bay Bucks hosted an NFC Super Wildcard game here against the Philadelphia Eagles. And today we get to turn our attention to the high school and college football world as these players get such a special opportunity to play on the same field that Baker Mayfield and Jalen Hurts and all of those great players played on just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely. One of your Aggies, Mike Evans, right? So these kids get a chance to come out here and to display their talents in front of friends, in front of family, in front of college scouts, and a stadium like this, because ultimately the dream one day is to be in the National Football League. But first, you must get through high school and find yourself on a college football roster, and there's a great chance for these young men to do that today, Ryan.
Temperatures will be in the high 50s today. A little bit of wind down there on the field. It is chilly. We'll check in with the third member of our broadcast team, Casey Phillips, as the first half progresses here in Tampa. I'm Ryan Castle. That's Jesse Holley. Glad you're with us here at the tail end of January, our third and final class of 2024 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Two exciting and compelling games at AT&T Stadium in Dallas. One of those earlier in January and another one back in the month of December. So it's been a good cycle for Blue-Gray, and hoping to finish off the class of 2024 with a bang. The South team today will be in the white jerseys. They're coached by Ken Stills, NFL veteran with the Green Bay Packers and Minnesota Vikings. Coaches at IMG Academy right here in the great state of Florida. And for the North side, Dick Bell, NFL veteran with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the head coach of the North. Rodney Beasley, his offensive coordinator, former assistant wide receiver and strength and conditioning coach for Ron Rivera's regime there in Carolina. And he will be calling the plays today for the North. We'll see that South team out there first. Lining up the kickoff is Owen Adams for the North out of Laurel High School all the way up in Montana. Probably a little more mild here than it is there right now.
Absolutely. This is a great football day, though, Ryan. This is football weather. This is what you consider a great opportunity to play the great game of football.
And You see evidence of that slight breeze down there on the field as the wind blows off the tee, and Adams will have to line it back up. Again, the North in the blue jerseys kicking away today to start the football game to the South wearing the white jerseys. And back deep is Nate Kogel from Hepzibah High School in Georgia, 6'4", 190 receiver. And the ball in the air. This will be a chance to return from around the goal line for the South up to the 20, and the ball came out. It's a fumble around the 25-yard line, and right away we have action and a North recovery.
Yeah, Ryan, you're going to see right here, the first thing you got to do is secure the football. When you get the ball, especially on the, look at it right here, got to secure the football. As it gets upfield, a lot of bodies, a lot of hands. When the ball gets smacked out on the first play of the game, that tells me you got to be a little bit more focused right there. But the ball is out and recovered by Team South. They take over the football at the 25-yard line. Off to an exciting start so far, RC.
Well, how many times do you tell me, Jesse Holley, about special teams and their importance, especially in games such as this? And Canarius Chandler from Kankakee High School in Illinois with the recovery of that fumble by Christopher Nance. And so Team North will have the football starting at the South 25-yard line. Here early, Dante Strickland from Lewisburg High School in North Carolina will start as the quarterback with two running backs in the backfield. A little bit of a high snap, handoff on the game's first play, up the middle for not much. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all, as South able to plug that hole quickly.
And I do have to give credit to a lot of these young men. You and I both know that there's very little time that they have with their coaches, learning a new offense, learning a new defense. So to have them come out here today and be able to efficiently run offense tells you just how locked in these young athletes are.
Cameron Jewell got that first carry, and he'll get it a hint on second down, and this time able to get outside the numbers. Lowers his shoulder as he goes out of bounds around the 20, and third down and 5 coming up on this first possession for North. If you just joined us, South got the opening kickoff and immediately coughed it up. So the North trying to cash that in with some points here early in Tampa. So we take another look at Jewell showing some burst to get to the edge. So now third and 5. We'll see what Rodney Beasley dials up here as the players check their wristbands. That is the preferred tactic for Coach Rodney Beasley, co-offensive coordinator Anthony Giuliano. Strickland will throw, has a man all alone for a first down. That's Amari Caines with the catch inside the 10 to set up first and goal for the North. And Jesse, he got all alone over there on that right side.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a coverage breakdown, but talk about the protection. We saw earlier in this game that, we talked about Arnett, right, number 60, left tackle. Talk about the protection that they had. He was able to find an open receiver, deliver the ball there. And prior to that, the first two runs went to the left side. I told you guys, all grocery bill nominee Arnett, 6'4", 300 pounds, run behind him all day long.
So first and goal for the North, trying to punch it in after the turnover. Another high snap and a handoff up the middle. And the South able to bring down the ball carrier at about the 6-yard line. Cameron Jewell with the carry, and the North is going to have to figure out that snap issue. That is throwing off the timing right now for that offense.
Yeah, and that's all to be worked out throughout the day. Each one of these quarterbacks, they try to keep them with the same center and offensive line, but there's a rotation that's coming in. So one quarterback may be taller than the other. So trying to get that snap, under control will be key, because it's throwing off the timing of the mesh between the quarterback and the running back.
Loudon Murphy, the other running back to the left of Strickland. He'll fake it here and keep it himself. Busted out of a tackle and finds the pylon. Touchdown, Dante Strickland did it himself with the legs, and the North grabs the early lead. And that right there, Jesse, a product of that big offensive line, and Dante Strickland able to beat his man to the end zone.
Yeah, we talked about it. Run to that left-hand side. Arnett, that left tackle, made a way. Receivers blocking downfield. And then the quarterback just did the rest with his athleticism and got to the edge, walked into the end zone for a touchdown. Big play after the turnover. Being able to put points on the board has given now Team North has given Team North the opportunity to maybe up 7-0.
The extra point try from Owen Adams is up and perfect. And so with just about a minute and a half gone here in the first quarter, Team North able to grab an early lead at 7-0. Dante Strickland, 6'1", 180. Doesn't have a ton of size, but able to make it work here as he broke out of that tackle and had the speed to get into the end zone. And that's big for Team North there, Jesse, to cash in that turnover and take an early lead, because you never know in these games what the offenses are going to look like. We typically get the sense that the defenses are sometimes ahead of the offenses in these All-American Bowls. And so for the North to get a quick touchdown on the short field, a big opportunity cashed in there by Coach Dick Bell's team.
And you saw the quarterbacks, when they're running these RPOs, right, run, pass, option, they're keying the defensive end. If the defensive end goes down, then the quarterback pulls the ball away and he becomes now the viable runner. If the defensive end stays outside and the quarterback can't get there, he hands it off to the running back, who splits up right in between with that defensive end left for the run. Great play call, great play design, great play run.
This is a low line drive kick by Adams and a chance to return for the South from about the 5-yard line. And they'll get up close to the 30, and this time able to hold on to the football, so they'll actually have an offensive possession here. 7-0 North, a Dante Strickland touchdown run. And now we'll see Team South for the first time after that return by Elijah Ling, receiver out of Jackson County High School in Georgia. They call him White Lightning.
Yeah, we found out last night in our jersey presentation, and he has the earring and with the bolt on it, so he's really living out the White Lightning name that his parents told us to call him last night.
So here is the South, and Dennis Murray Jr. in there for the first time, and he hands off on first down to Jesse LaRock, and LaRock is upended. Wonderful play made in the open field there by the North's linebacker Deshaun Logan Russell out of Phillips Academy in Illinois, in on that stop.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Dennis Murray Jr. can do. 5'11", doesn't have the prototypical size to play the game of quarterback. But again, this is the new wave. This is the new thing that people are doing now with quarterbacks. Have the athlete, have the guy who can sling the ball. A lot of it from shotgun. So I'm interested to see how he plays today.
And on second down, very long mesh point, finally does hand it off. And the running back, Talon McGee, out of Clearwater, right here in the Tampa area. 5'10", 195, getting that carry, and not much of a gain. It's going to be third down and long now. That actually turned into Murray keeping that football. So very long mesh point there, sort of some indecision from Murray on whether he wanted to give that ball off, and it sets up third down and 7. A big chance here for the North after cashing in the early turnover with the touchdown to force a 3-and-out. Murray will check on the play. Now shifts McGee over to his right shoulder. And back to throw on third and long. Steps up into the pocket and fires incomplete. Intended for Nate Kogel, the 6'4", 190 receiver out of Hefzibah, Georgia. And the South will go 3-and-out and have to punt here.
Yeah, when you see drop back to pat, a little bit of pressure up front. With a smaller quarterback, one of the things that he has to worry about is now, can I see over the offensive line? And if I'm getting pressure in my face, that doesn't give me much room to step up in the pocket and deliver the football. And you saw that right there. Throwing the ball off his back foot. It sailed high to a 6'4" receiver for an incompletion. And now Team South has to punt the ball away.
And we have a penalty flag before the snap here on fourth down. And an illegal substitution against the South, so he'll have to back this up even further. Gavin Myers in to do the punting chores at 5'10", 185. Another Florida kid out of North Florida Christian. So the North poised to get good field position. They've got Cameron Jewell, their running back, waiting back at the 35-yard line to field the punt. Myers takes a good snap, gets away an end-over-end punt, angled towards the sideline. It'll go out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. So the North's going to get it right back, still early in this first quarter, with Team North already up 7-0. And we did not see the early trick play that has become the staple of Coach Ken Stills and his South team. But he assures me that it's coming out at some point today. thought he maybe got a little predictable doing it on the first drive, so he's going to stash it away for later. As we take a look now at the second of the North quarterbacks to be in there, Jalen Wright out of Terry Sanford High School in North Carolina. Wright's got some good size on him, 6 foot, 200 pounds. And is going to stand in the shotgun on first down. North in the blue jerseys, and a handoff on first down for Jewell. And just not a lot of running room behind the right guard. In on the stop for the South was Trey Wenger out of York High School in South Carolina.
And one of the things when you talk about running that mesh point, right, you see the RPO from the shotgun. And for the quarterback, for the running back, all that has to line up. But the offensive lineman up front, you got to get all that to happen at the same time. So being that they didn't have a lot of time to practice on these things, you're going to see a little bit of sometimes it not being where it should be early on in this football game.
And Ricardo Laguerre is trying to sweep this ball to the outside, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield. Well done there by Haleen Butler, the defensive back out of Motivation High School, all the way up in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, down here in Florida this week, and a great tackle for loss there to set up third down and long.
Well, if you want to have motivation for a college to give you a scholarship at the DB position, it's one thing to color, but it's a whole other thing when you're able to come up and hit the running back. Most DBs in today's football aren't really those who want some contact. So when you find the ones who want to come up and fill into the run game, those are the ones that you want on your football team.
Right back to throw. The lefty steps up in the pocket and nearly intercepted. Thrown into double coverage there, and it was nearly picked by Carson Fortunes. Time for the North to punt, as neither offense able to get much going on the last two possessions. Well, you're right. Going back to Butler, such a great open field tackle made by there. And you're right, most defensive backs, as we take another look at that incompletion on third down, most defensive backs like to make those business decisions. They don't want to put that hat in and make a tackle, but Butler showing that he's not afraid and made a great tackle on that second down play. Now the punt by the North's Lucas Lassier, and that is going to take a sideways hop and roll dead at about the 35-yard line. So both teams kind of living in between the 35s right now. The South is going to have it back for their second possession, down 7-0.
RC, you'll hear me talk about this throughout the game, the importance of special teams. Right, being able to go down there and cover, whether it's on punt or punt return, kickoff or kickoff return. A lot of these young men don't quite understand just yet. When you get into these colleges, especially when you get to the pro level, how you find yourself on a roster is being able to do the little things, being able to do the intangibles. And a lot of coaches are looking for guys to be talented, of course, but if you can go out there and be a special teams core guy, more teams will probably keep you on your roster because of the value that it brings.
This is going to be the second illegal formation penalty against Team South. They had 12 guys in the formation there, and so it's going to be 1st and 15 as we take a look at the new quarterback for the South. And the first pass tipped up into the air, batted around, and finally falls incomplete. Mercifully for the South, as Drake Fisher let it fly into a lot of traffic.
Yeah, that was absolutely a dangerous pass. When you look at this, just a quick slant combo, slant with the out route. The DB read it perfectly, stepped in front of the receiver, and it got bounced up and bounced up. You know, defensive backs love tips and overthrows. That's when they get a lot of their interceptions. So if you're running a slant, can't let that DB cross your face. You got to be flat. You got to be aggressive to the ball.
That honestly turned into a great play by Elijah Ling, the receiver, who kept that away from the defensive back for the North. As the handoff here on second down goes to Antonio Poor. Listen to this, Jesse, as a running back, 6'2", 250 pounds, out of East Bay High School in Florida. This guy can get downhill in a hurry.
Yeah, I got a chance to stand next to him last night, and I'm a big individual. But this kid here, when I stood next to him, I was like, whoa, this kid is he's filled out completely.
Gained 8 on second down. Here's 3rd and 7. Dump off to Truett Brown, the tight end. And Brown is going to be taken down short of a first down. Needed to get to the 45-yard line and not able to do it. So it's once again time to punt for Team South. And sort of as we predicted, Jesse, the defense is standing strong here in the early going.
Yeah, when you know, as a play caller, you got to understand that, hey, it's third down. I want to make sure that my routes are getting me past the sticks. I want to run my route past the sticks. I want to call plays that gets the route past the sticks, because what I don't want is to throw the football behind the sticks and everyone's rallying to tackle the football.
Terrence Weatherspoon made that tackle on Brown just before the sticks. Now a great high hanging punt. Jewell muffed it at the 5-yard line. Ball's loose. It's into the end zone and recovered by Team South. Now this will not count as a touchdown, but Team South will get the football. Cameron Jewell committed the cardinal sin. He crossed the 10-yard line and wanted to try to make a play. As you see there, called for the fair catch, and a great play by Team South to get in and make the recovery.
Yeah, one thing I learned when I was playing special teams, it's the trajectory of the football. If the ball is end over end, it's going to fall down to your left-hand side. If the ball is nose up, nose down, it's going to fall to your right-hand side. And when you watch the returner, he opened up as the ball was falling to his right-hand side and never got behind the football where you could protect it into the breadbasket, and it bounced off his pads, and it was a turnover.
They have ruled it a touchdown. So they were able to advance that into the end zone, and the extra point is good. So a touchdown for Team South, and we are tied at 7. Still early in this first quarter in Tampa, and we'll be back in a tie football game right after this. Well, a colossal mistake by the North, and Elijah Bradbury there to take advantage. The 6'1", 200-pound linebacker out of Ringgold High School in Georgia, able to get this recovery, and we have a tie football game here in this first quarter as we take another look. Cameron Jewell just not able to squeeze it, and Bradbury, Johnny on the spot right there in the end zone for the recovery.
And one thing about the special team, they haven't been pretty special today. There's 2 turnovers so far on each for each team in the special teams. But the thing is that you got to be perfect, because you only get one shot at it. You don't get multiple chances to do so. So you want to see these kids lock in and be more focused on special teams, because it's important.
Here's a shorter kickoff by the South. The return by the North will be stopped shy of the 25-yard line. Nice tackle made on special teams by Caden French, the linebacker from Milton High School here in Florida. Lots of Florida kids down here in Tampa. taking part in this blue-gray All-American Bowl. I'm sure this has to be such a special experience for them, whether they grew up as Buccaneer fans or not, just to be able to step inside of this stadium, one, and then down on the field, two. Such a special and unique opportunity afforded to these players. And a good job there by French, the Florida kid, to make the stop on special teams. And now we will see Tyson Buckley from Camp Verde High School in Arizona as the quarterback here on this third possession for the North. And a handoff on first down. This is Lagares, number 4, around the left side, and Lagares will be escorted out of bounds for a loss on that play. Back to the 22-yard line, and a nice play made defensively there by Halim Butler.
Yeah, Halim Butler, what a good job by him. Continues to string this run out. He's playing early in the game right now, but he's been phenomenal in run support for Team South. Just being able to stay outside, keep containment, and allow his recovery from his guys inside to string that run play out for a short gain.
Buckley will throw on second down, fires a dart across the middle into some traffic, and here come the penalty flags. That pass intended for Jacoby Davis, a receiver out of Dan River High School in Virginia. And Jesse, some pretty clear contact before the ball arrived.
Yeah, absolutely. Davis, he did what you're supposed to do when you're running that slant route. I'm going to cross the DB's face, and now in order for him to get to the ball, he's going to have to go through me. And you see it right here, cross the DB's face, and the DB gets there a little bit early, contact for the pass interference, automatic first down for Team North.
It was Talon Hall in coverage, who was a little early arriving on the scene, and so the North is going to get to scoot this up all the way to the 38-yard line. That erases the nice play made on first down of that series that set up second down and long. So just about 6 minutes gone by. You may have noticed the 16-minute quarters. That is a staple of this blue-gray All-American Bowl. And it is completely intended to give more opportunities for these student athletes, as we see Tyson Buckley take off from the quarterback position and uses that size well. A first down and a gain of 11 for the quarterback out of Camp Verde High School in Arizona.
Two things I want us to watch right here. Again, left tackle Arnett. I want you to watch the space that he provides, right? He opens up that hole for the quarterback. Get those guys out of here. But 24, Butler, this is a kid that I'm really starting to take a liking to. He doesn't have the size matchup right here, but no fear in him. He comes up and brings down a hefty quarterback on the outside. I'm liking Butler a lot. I'm liking his tenacity and his ferociousness from that cornerback position.
Here's an end around, a little bit of a misfire on the exchange, but this will turn into a positive play for the North. Great hit at the end of that as the tackle was made by Nelson Hall. And that carry for Kamani Barnes for a gain of about 5 to bring up second down. As we take another look, Barnes not able to handle it cleanly initially, Jesse, but kept his head about him before he nearly got his head taken off there by Nelson Hall.
Yeah, you don't want to start cutting back across the grain when you have those defenders in there. And Hall let him know this is not an area that you should be living in, little receiver. And I get it. I understand it. You want to stay on the outside away from those big boys.
Play action. Buckley going to roll to his right, keeping his eyes downfield. And then as he was being wrapped up, able to flip the ball out of bounds. He'll live to see third down and 6 coming up, and that's what a quarterback of Buckley's size will afford you right there. I'm not sure he takes a ton of sacks.
No, I'm not sure he takes a ton of sacks either, but reminds me of Jarrett Lorenzen. Remember the old quarterback at Kentucky?
Yeah.
The hefty lefty?
Yep. This is not a guy that you typically see at the quarterback position, obviously, but sometimes that can be to your advantage. It's almost like a zone defense in basketball. Like if you don't see that a lot, you may not be as prepared for it. And Buckley's looked good on this series. See if he can pick up a first down here on 3rd and 6. Back to throw, has all day. Going to backpedal, and then the pass deflected at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. Nice job by the South front. Gabriel Johnson in on that deflection. It's 4th down.
Yeah, go back to this one. You look at it, there's nowhere for him to throw. This is what you call a coverage sack. He's trying to find guys, but Team South has done a great job with covering guys down the field. And as a defensive lineman, you're taught by your coach, hey, pursue, pursue, pursue. And in the last second, if I can't get to that quarterback, I put my hands up. And he did it right there and got a deflection, and it was led to an incompletion. Now Team North has to punt the football.
Johnson got that deflection. He's got some good size on him at 6'4", 280. And now a chance for the North. Lucas Lassier trying to pin him deep. Fair catch called for and made at the 14-yard line by the South. 8:49 to play in this first quarter. 7-7 tie here at Raymond James Stadium. The North got a 5-yard touchdown run by Dante Strickland. And then a special team score by the South to tie it at 7 just a little bit ago.
I think I heard the crowd cheer when they just caught the punt. They didn't turn it over like they did the last couple possessions. So that's a start. That's a start. Catching the punt is always a good start and not turning it over.
So now we'll see what the South is able to do offensively. They're going to put Antonio Poor back in the game at 6'2", 250 in the backfield. And misfire on the exchange again, this time with Cameron Zahn and Poor. Poor able to get back to the football and turn this into a positive play out across the 20 to about the 22-yard line for a gain of 7.
And I don't want to harp on sometimes the sloppy play, but you can speak more to it, RC, just about the time that they've had together, being able to practice and to work on these things. Because you see it right here. You know, am I giving it? Am I taking it? You know, the running back doesn't know. The quarterback doesn't know. That could have been a disaster, but it turned into a 5-yard gain. So you live with the mistake right there.
Zahn will hand it to Poor right up the middle, and the big fella rumbles his way to a first down to the 27-yard line, gain of 5. Well, the players get about 6 hours to practice, and, you know, as you know, Jesse, what you call a go, I might call something else. Yep. What you call a slant, I might call that a hitch. The terminology differs wherever you are, whatever coaching staff you're a part of. And so not only are they having to learn new faces, new names, but that new terminology can be a little bit of an uphill curve, especially with the 6-hour practice time. As Poor takes another handoff, and he got it stripped. It was taken away by the North. It's a fumble, and it's recovered, just stripped out of there by Wyatt Singletary. What a play by Singletary, just ripping it out of the 250-pound Poor's hands. So we take another look here. That's just Singletary overpowering the ball carrier.
Yeah, and honestly, this is ball carrier 101. When you're a running back or you're somebody who has the ball in your hands, a lot of times you have to remember a couple things. One, as a running back, I got 5 points, right? I want to grip that thing with the nose of the ball, get it tucked away, but also, if I'm the running back and I'm running to the right-hand side, the ball should not be in my left hand. That's where all the defenders are coming from. I got to get that ball to my right hand away from the guys that are coming in trying to tackle me.
Dante Strickland will hand the ball off to Cameron Jewell on first down, and Jewell with a carry of 12 yards and a first down. Let's take it downstairs now to the third member of our team, and Casey Phillips.
All right, guys, I'm here with DJ Williams. DJ, obviously not suited up today. I heard you have a hamstring, but you obviously still wanted to come down here and be a part of this. What made you still want to be down here supporting these guys you just met and be a part of this weekend?
I just want to come down here and get the experience, coming down to Raymond James Stadium and playing at the Buccaneers Stadium. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity if you're not in the NFL. So just coming out here, enjoying playing football with my guys, even though I just met them, they still my guys, And it was just fun coming out here and for the experience.
That's great. And I know you have committed as well. Can you tell us to where and what made you make that choice?
Yeah, I committed to Ball State back in June. I committed there because Coach New and just the whole coaching staff just made me feel welcome there. It made me feel like a second home back to Youngstown.
And so tell me, what kind of guy off the field, what kind of player are Ball State getting? What are the things that you want those fans to know about what they're going to see from you?
They're going to get a hard-working, they're going to get a hard runner. They're going to get a guy that can just do anything that needs to be done to help the program win.
And what were the biggest things you felt like you guys wanted to get out of this whole weekend, that as you've talked to everybody out here, that whether you're playing in the game like them or not for you, what did this experience say to you of like, man, this is why this is important for us to be here?
Just to come out here and meet people, a lot of these guys I might be playing with or versus in college, and just meeting coaches and meeting everybody is good to meet people and build connections to have later in life.
All right, well, guys, also he said that he wants to do my job someday. He's already preparing for this, ready to do these interviews, so maybe he'll be a partner with you guys up in the booth here someday as well. DJ, thanks so much for doing this, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, nobody better to learn from than Casey Phillips down there, a reporter for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Happy to have her with us today. And DJ headed up to Muncie, Indiana, 3-star running back, to enter into the fold with Ball State. And while we were downstairs with Casey and DJ, Loudon Murphy putting one into the end zone from 14 yards away, and the North retaking the lead.
Yeah, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but run to the left side. Arnett, Arnett, Arnett. He clears out the way for you every single time. You have receivers blocking down the field for you. That's how you get big plays in the run game. Have a great left tackle, but also have receivers that are willing to block for you down the football field.
And the kickoff by Adams, 9 yards deep in the end zone. And here's the bring out by Nance, and Nance is going to be taken down just across the 10. Good coverage down on special teams by the North. Can't fault Nance for trying to make a play there, but sometimes the smart play is just to give your team good field position. Instead, the South is going to start at the 12-yard line.
And for Nance, I understand it, right? You're here. You're in Raymond James Stadium, home of the Buccaneers. Mom, dad, family's watching. You're on ESPN. Things are looking great for you. But the day hasn't been great simply by making better decisions. He came out, he fumbled the early one, and then you take the ball 9 yards deep. That's a play that you should just down the football. Take a knee, give your team great field position. Like, those are the things that coaches are looking for. Can I get smart football players to make the good plays for me more often than not?
Here's a good fake handoff by Dennis Murray Jr., and that looked like it was going to be a big play until it wasn't. Great play by the North to cut down Murray after about a 3-yard gain.
We saw it on the other side for Team North. When they were going in for the touchdown, what was occurring? Receivers blocking downfield. When you have a quarterback like Murray Jr., you just never know when a play's going to cut back. See, it cuts back this way. If I had a receiver blocking downfield for me, I get that DB block, and all I have is nothing but space and opportunity up the right hash mark. But what could have been a great game was a small game.
Murray Jr. will fake it again and take it himself. First down across the 25-yard line. And Murray Jr., a special talent in the running game, able to move the chains here for the South, and they're featuring him right now in that running game, Jesse.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love when I say things and they come to fruition. The run play before that, they didn't get a big game because we didn't have receivers blocking downfield. And they said, well, we got you, Jess. We're going to run the same exact play. We're going to run it the other way. And instead of being a 2-yard gain, it's going to be a 15-yard gain because I had a wide receiver block the DB down the football field. So Murray Jr. was able to get to the second and third level.
And a handoff and a running back pass. They were trying to find Murray Jr. on a pass back, and instead it'll turn into a more traditional running play, and it's going to be positive yardage across the 40 up to about the 42-yard line. It'll turn into a 15-yard gain for Devin Catino, who wanted to throw that ball back to Murray Jr., but that turned out to be pretty okay as it turned out.
Yeah, if he would have stayed with Murray just a tad bit longer, he had him open.
Yeah.
But, nonetheless, he didn't see it, didn't feel comfortable with it. It was a little bit of confusion there. Stay with him a little bit more. He's open, but he decided, nope, can't make that throw, tucked it away, protected the football, got some positive yardage, tucked that away for later on in this game. They may come back to it.
A first down up to their 42-yard line. This drive started back at the 12. Now Murray Jr. will roll to his left, fires deep, single coverage, and the ball's caught down the left sideline inbounds. Big play into North territory, and that's their big receiver, 6'4", 190, Nate Kogel, just going up and grabbing the ball.
Yeah, what I love about this play right here, you're rolling out, and you're on display for Murray Jr., rolling out to his left, right-handed quarterback, throwing it up there to your 6'4" receiver. All hands catch, go up there and make a big play for Nate Kogel. Great 1-2 punch right now between Murray and Kogel on that play.
So the South set up at the North 29-yard line, trying to tie this game again, and McGee will get the carry up the middle to about the 25-yard line. Talon McGee out of Clearwater High School right here around the Tampa area. 5'10", 195 pounds, and this guy has several offers to play at the next level, still making his decision about where exactly to continue his football and academic career. But no matter who winds up with him on the roster, they will be happy to do so. 2nd and 6, play action. Murray flips one across the middle, and it's incomplete. Looking for the tight end, Brown. That was covered pretty well by the North. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, a little tight end pop pass right here from Murray. The tight end, as soon as you get past those linebackers, you got to snap your head around quickly. Look, little RPO action, fake blocking. Got to get your head around. Get your head around quickly right now, because that ball is coming to you right after the linebackers, right before the safeties. There's a sweet spot right in there. I want to get it to you so I can keep you out of harm's way. You can catch it, either get down or make a run in the middle of the football field.
Murray Jr. going to roll to his right, decides to tuck it, and should have a 1st down as he goes out of bounds. It's going to depend on where they spot it. Looks like they're going to spot him at the 19, and they will move the chains. 1st down for the South, as Murray Jr. able to once again get it done with his legs. He has really orchestrated a nice drive here for the South with 5:48 left in the 1st quarter. The South trying to tie it back up.
We highlighted Dennis Murray Jr. when we came into this game. We talked about him being a dual threat quarterback. And one of the things that we've seen so far, you've seen him in the RPO, you've seen him sprint out left, you've seen him sprint right. He can pass the ball from multiple angles. He can pass the ball on the run. He can pass the ball in the pocket or outside the pocket. That's the dual threat ability for a player like Dennis Murray Jr.
Well, that pass is going to be incomplete. He was looking for Grayson Pate along the right sideline, but Jesse, he missed Devin Catino in the back of the end zone. He was all alone for a touchdown, but Murray Jr. electing to go to the near sideline for Pate. The incompletion will set up 2nd and 10. Things get a little tighter down here in the red zone. 4-man front for the North. On 2nd and 10, Murray Jr. hands to McGee. McGee will get outside. Nice cut inside the 15. And McGee down to about the 13-yard line to set up 3rd down and about 4.
Good piece of running right there by McGee. Shifty. Again, reading that in, seeing the hole open up outside, bouncing outside, a little bit of shimmy shake right there. Hop over defender for a nice gain. Gives his team an opportunity for 3rd and short.
This has been easily the best drive of the game so far for Team South. Hoping to finish it off with a touchdown. 3rd down, McGee bottled up in the backfield. Did his best to get back to the line of scrimmage, but won't get there. Kenarius Chandler, one of the first guys there for the North. It's going to be 4th down, and the South will have to try a field goal.
And this is something the young running back will get better at the more time, because when you're in high school, a lot of times you're just bigger, better, stronger, faster than everyone else, right? But when you get into the next level, everyone is almost a little bit as equal to you or greater. And for the running back, you got to understand you can't bounce everything to the outside. That one, he probably should have stayed inside. There was a hole inside, but in his mind, I want to get to the outside so I can, run away from defenders. But, he'll learn. He'll learn. Young football player.
It's a 33-yard attempt by Timothy Peter Bertoni, and it is no good. He missed it to the left, and so Team South puts together a nice drive, but they come up empty. 14-7 the score remains here in Tampa. We'll be back for the final 4 minutes of the 1st quarter right after this. Well, we've talked about Tristan Arndt for the North, 6'4", 300-pound offensive lineman. You're taking a look at 61 on the North. That's Daniel Grind, Jesse, 6'7", 325 out of Immaculate Conception Prep up in Illinois. And the North with some big fellas up front in today's game as they start with the ball after the missed field goal from their own 20. Cameron Jewell takes the handoff and trying to find the edge over here on the near side. Going to gain maybe a yard, and that's it. Well, let's take it downstairs once again and check in with Casey Phillips.
Well, guys, I know you were talking about that muffed punt earlier that then was turned into a touchdown, and not sure exactly why in that scenario it was allowed to be advanced, because typically it wouldn't be. I talked to one of the refs, and they said that we're actually playing college rules when it comes to the return game, so the same way they can bring it out of the end zone, if they can do that, therefore they're also allowed to advance it into the end zone on that muff punt.
All right, Casey, thanks so much for that explanation, and that clears things up perfectly as the pass by the North is caught at the 25-yard line by Darius Graham, receiver out of Poplar Bluff over in Missouri, and that's going to set up third down and short coming up here for Team North. Now that special teams touchdown by the South keeping them in it right now, 14-7 the North with the lead as we wind down this first quarter here in Tampa, and a big third down and short here for the North. High snap, Jalen Wright able to get it and gets the handoff to Canars, and Canars able to sweep up the corner and has a first down across the 30-yard line. Nice job by Ricardo Lagares out of Churchville, Chile up in New York State. First down carry for the North.
Yeah, it's a really good run right there, bouncing the ball outside. I want these running backs to press that hole just a little bit more. There's some meat that they're leaving on the bone inside. Everyone wants to get outside because they want to showcase their speed, right? They want to do the Reggie Bush of the world and be able to run away from people. But press that hole just a little bit more in this RPO run game.
Jalen Wright on first down. Going to air it out deep down the near sideline and incomplete. Nice coverage provided there by Halim Butler, who's been all over the place for the South. No opening there for a completion. Second down and 10.
And one thing that these receivers and running backs and tight ends for Team North, when they're dealing with a left-handed quarterback, that's a little bit of a rarity. Not too many quarterbacks are left-handed, and so the ball comes out different. The spin of the ball comes out different. The angle of the ball comes out different. So really being able to lock in and focus in on the football when it's coming out of a left-hander's hand opposed to being a right-hander's hand can be a little bit of a quirk for a receiver.
Second down and 10. They're going to run option to the right. Here's the pitch to Jewell, and able to scoot away up across the line of scrimmage for a gain of about 1, but that was excellent pursuit by the South. Caden French got his hands around Jewell initially, and it's going to be third down and 9. And this is going to give my age away just a little bit here, Jesse, but the first left-handed quarterback I can remember played right here in the state of Florida for Jacksonville and for Coach Tom Coughlin, and that was Mark Burnell.
Yeah.
He could sling it as a lefty. And you're right, there's just something different about that ball coming out, as you know as a receiver. Third down, right back to throw. And that pass nearly intercepted, knocked down nicely by Jalen Bellamy, who jumped the route. And the pass falls incomplete to set up 4th and 9, and the South is going to get the football back.
Yeah, Jalen Bellamy, really good play on there. Played that ball from inside out. As a quarterback, when you're running corner routes, out routes, anything and you're throwing from one hash to the opposite sideline, I want to make sure that I get that ball out in front of the receiver, because if I leave it inside, then I give the DB an opportunity to come back in and get his hands involved in that. So for the quarterback and the tight end going forward, you want to be able to leave that ball outside for completion.
Here's the punt by the North. It's a good punt. It's a chance to return for the South. Starting left and turning back to the right is Caden McMichael, wide receiver out of Southside Gadsden High School in Alabama. It's the second or third guy they've tried back there, and McMichael with a good return up to about the 35-yard line.
And you see the young men, they're beginning to settle in a little bit, right? The nerves are kind of gone. The anxiousness has kind of left them a little bit. You get that first crack of the pads. You have a rotation that you've been through already. Now guys are starting to settle down a little bit, and things are starting to come into play, and you start seeing a much better brand of football out here at the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. So that's good to see, and now we're going to see what Team South could do with the ball this drive.
And they're going to start with pretty good field position at the 35-yard line. Drake Fisher is their biggest quarterback at 6'3", 190. And on first down, he throws a little seam pattern incomplete, looking for Jesse LaRock, the running back out of Artesia High School in New Mexico, and it went off his hands incomplete.
Yeah, I think they weren't on the same page. I think Jesse thought it was going to be a run, and the quarterback went to be a pass, and it's complete miscommunication between the two.
You can see LaRock sticking out his right hand. Had he not done that, that pass could have been intercepted. Instead, 2nd and 10 for the South, down 14-7. Just a few ticks over 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Fisher back to throw, wants to go left, wants to go deep. Down the sideline into single coverage, and the pass a little underthrown. Incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions to start this drive. That pass intended for Elijah Ling. It's going to be 3rd down and 10.
As a receiver, when you're running the go ball, we talk about leaving your quarterback a little bit of room, right? Don't get squeezed to the sideline. Press back into that DB to give your quarterback an opportunity to drop it in the bucket over the shoulder to the outside. When you run these go routes, don't release wide and just keep widening. But if you're going to release wide, press back into that DB to give your quarterback a place to put the ball.
Here's 3rd and 10, and Fisher going to go deep again, and that pass caught. Oh, a wonderful spinning grab made by Corey Winston, the receiver out of Jordan High School in North Carolina.
And this is a pretty interesting story. Watson, we got a chance to meet his dad last night, and he came up to me and he goes, "Jesse," and he calls me Hollywood. And those that know, that's a nickname that I had back when I played high school basketball and football. And he says, "You don't remember me, but I coached against you at Hillside." And that's a rival between Roselle and Hillside. And this made my day to see. It also let me know that I'm getting old, and now he has a son that is a graduating senior in high school.
Well, that was a basketball-type play by Winston, just going up in a jump ball situation and coming down with the football. Big 3rd and 10 conversion by the South. And now they give it to Antonio Poor, and the big fella goes right up the middle for a gain of about 9.5. Well, the North has had some real trouble with Antonio Poor at 250 pounds. He gets those shoulder pads squared up. And that's a business decision, Jesse, to stand in the way of that young man.
Yeah, each and every time when the train's coming on the tracks, you got a business decision to make. Do you stay there or do you get out the way?
2nd and short. Fisher, quick throw to the right side, caught. That's Winston again. Should be a 1st down, pending a penalty flag. Now a 2nd that comes in right around the line of scrimmage. Haven't had a ton of flags today. Most of them have been against the South. Had 2 illegal substitution penalties. This looks like this is going against the South as well. So that's going to wipe off the completion to Winston, which would have been good to move the chains. Instead, a holding call. Going to make it 2nd down and 11. But Winston right now, Jesse, doing a good job using that size at 6'4", 180. That time he made himself a real target on that pass from Fisher.
Yeah, standing next to him last night, he's a legit 6'4", and I love about these young wide receivers, they're not body catching, right? They're going up and they're grabbing the football with their hands, and that's what you want to see from young receivers. Are you willing to catch the ball with your hands? Because it gives you a better opportunity to make a move after you catch it. When you catch it with your body, you got to gather it to your hands and then move it. When you catch it with your hands, now I can go right now.
Fisher, play action, little drag pattern to the tight end Brown, and he couldn't squeeze it. So that's going to set up 3rd down and 11. South trying to go with a quick hitter there for the tight end out of Sickles High School in Florida, Truett Brown, who's got some good size at 6'4", 220. That time, though, not able to complete the catch. So now a 3rd down and about 11. South has had back-to-back promising drives. They have not been able to get any points out of their offense so far. Fisher back to throw. Going to air it out down the right sideline for Winston, diving, but it's out of his reach. Incomplete. They brought the safety over to help. If that ball had a little less air under it, I think Winston probably catches it for a touchdown, but instead it'll be 4th down, and it looks like the South will try a long field goal attempt.
Yeah, from the quarterback perspective, you want to give your receiver just a chance. Give me a chance to go up and make a play. At 6'4", I have the height advantage, and then talk about my wingspan and my ability to jump up to go get it. Just give me an opportunity to go up there and make a play. Don't overthrow me.
So this will be a 49-yard attempt, ball in between the hashes for Timothy Peter Bertoni. And he launches one with enough distance, and this time it is good. Timothy Peter Bertoni from 49 yards away makes up for that earlier miss and brings the South back to within 4 with under a minute remaining here in this first quarter. So the South able to salvage some points out of that drive, Jesse.
Yeah, they were, and that's a huge kick. Talk about a kid in high school knocking it in from 49 yards. That's a big kick for Team South to get some points on the board and keep them right within striking distance in this football game.
So back to a 14-10 North lead. And that one had plenty of distance. Bertoni able to squeeze it through the uprights. The kicker out of Belton Honey Path High School in South Carolina, so not a huge trek for him down to Florida. And now he will be able to tell whoever he wants for the rest of his life that he kicked a 49-yarder, and maybe he'll add another yard to it. Who knows?
For sure. The legend will continue to grow. By the time he gets home, it'll be 55 yards. But, quick little note, you wonder why that, in this game, a unique rule is you cannot rush the kicker, you cannot rush the punter. You can stand and you can wave your arms, but you can't advance and try to block the kick. So that's why you see that the defenders are standing, waving their hands, and not rushing the kicker. Now
Bertoni will send the kickoff deep to about the 4-yard line. Here's the return by the North up the left side, and a good return. And it's going to come to an end at around the 30-yard line as the return man stepped out of bounds. That was Kamani Barnes. Well, Rodney Beasley this morning at the hotel could not say enough shining things about Barnes, the receiver at 6 foot 185 out of Wilson Prep in North Carolina, showing some of his specialness right there on that return.
Yeah, if he wore a size 10 instead of a size 12, he might still be running down the sideline. With a good return, getting outside, finding the holes, finding space, and getting the ball upfield, giving his team really good field position.
And so now we'll see Tyson Buckley for the second time here in this first quarter, with his team up 14-10. Buckley at 6'2", 250 pounds. But he's got some mobility from the quarterback position. The North and the blue jersey starting at their own 30. Screen play, left side caught by Canes. Amari Canes out of Swansboro High School in North Carolina. Played his high school football for Coach Rodney Beasley. And Canes will pick up about 4 on that screen to the middle.
Yeah, good play design right here. Just want to retreat, let the blockers form in front of you. If you get that block right there, he has a chance to get the field quicker. But great pursuit by the defense to come in and take what could have been a big gain and held it to a minimal gain, second and 5.
And the North, not in a big hurry here. This might have been the final play of the first quarter, and it looks like that will be the case. So the North with touchdown runs from Dante Strickland and Loudon Murphy. The South with a muffed punt recovery in the end zone and a 49-yard field goal from Bertoni. 14-10, the North with the lead after 1. We're back to Raymond James Stadium here in just a moment. Well, it was a cloudy day when we kicked off here in Tampa, but the sun's starting to come out, about 59 degrees. As you take a look at this beautiful metropolis, this wonderful stadium built back in the early 2000s, still one of the premier venues in the National Football League, home of two-time Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay. And it's the North football as we start the second quarter. Tyson Buckley throws it up for grabs deep down the field. 3 North guys, 3 South guys in the neighborhood, and none of the 6 of them could make the catch. Incomplete to set up third down. Closest North receiver in the neighborhood was Loudon Murphy, the running back coming out of the backfield. So third down and about 6 for the North in the blue jerseys as we start this second quarter in a 14-10 ball game. Tyson Buckley with 3 receivers here on 3rd and 6. And they're going to hand off here. This is Lagares, and Lagares going to be brought down after a short gain of just 2. So a conservative play call there by the North, and they do not pick up the first down. They'll punt the football away.
Yeah, that was a really conservative play call right there. You know you need the yardage for a first down. You thought maybe get something on the run where I'm now getting my quarterback on the edge, a little sprint out, and that way he has a two-way go. I can throw it, or I can turn the corner, and with his size, not too many guys are going to step in front of him and tackle him on the edge.
So the South will send 2 guys back deep to return this punt. From Lucas Lasur, the 6-foot, 185-pound punter out of Northgate High School in California. He had the longest trip of anybody out here to Florida, and a fair catch called for and made by Corey Winston inside the 20-yard line. So the South will have the football back. Down 14-10, Jesse, but their offense has started to click on those last 2 drives. Really, I thought both of them could have ended in the end zone, but the North able to stand tall and force field goal tries. We'll see what the South can dial up here. As we take a look at Cameron Zahn, the quarterback from St. Michael the Archangel in Missouri. He's another good quarterback with some size on him, 6'2", 180 pounds.
Missouri, the show me state.
We'll see what Zahn can show us here. He's going to hand off to McGee on first down, and McGee with a nice cut across the 25-yard line out to about the 27.
Yeah, that's a good run right there by McGee. You see on this play, he's able to stretch this out, and then watch him put his foot in the ground and get north and south. I'm going to go east to west as long as I possibly can, but at some point in time, I make a decision. I put my foot in the ground, and I get up the football field with his size, with his speed. Broke a couple tackles, got a really nice gain, 7-yard gain on that last run.
Second down and 3. McGee again on the carry, and he's going to bounce this outside and have a first down and more, racing to the edge, and finally going to walk out of bounds at the 39-yard line. A 12-yard gain for McGee right there. And Jesse, as a running back, how much of that knowing when to hit the hole, when to turn it north and south as opposed to east and west, can be coached versus how much of it is instinct?
It's a little bit of both, right? And I'll say 50-50, because you want to be able to say, hey, guys, listen, allow our blocking scheme to do what they do. That's why you hear running backs talk about slow to fast through, because I want the blocking scheme to set itself up, but also at some point in time, use your God-given ability and go and make a play.
And this time they're going to hand it off, and there's a throw by Catino, and a man all alone for a catch inside the 30. Great move to the outside by Nance, and he will score. Trick play cashed in for a touchdown. 60 yards from Catino to Christopher Nance. That right there, Jesse, the trick play that Ken Stills had in his back pocket. Cha-ching, 60 yards.
Yeah, what a great call. What a great timing for the call. What great execution on the call. And for Nance to go out and get that and take it in for a touchdown. Good throw right here.
And they had the North absolutely fooled, and a great move by Nance to get around the defender back to the outside. The touchdown for the receiver out of Nova High School right here in Florida. And the extra point makes it a 17-14 game. The South now with its first lead. And you take a look at Christopher Nance, who's got several opportunities to stay here at home in Florida. Central Florida, Southern Florida, FIU in the mix as well to get this talented receiver out of the state of Florida.
Yeah, another RPO action right here. They've been running it all game long, but this time they pull it down and they throw it up to Nance, who comes back and gets the football, makes a defender miss, and then it's all Nance to the end zone. 5-10 touchdown, 10-5 touchdown for Team South. Coach Stills talked about it. He told you this morning, told you last night. He said, oh, the trick play is in the bag. I'm definitely going to call it. When I'm going to call it, you'll see. And that's what we haven't seen before. We've been around for a couple of these. We haven't seen the RPO headed into the to the throw down the field. So Ken Stills keeps a trick play in his bag, and he's giving this South squad a 17-14 lead with that trick play.
Well, if you had the first touchdown pass of the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl being thrown by a running back on your bingo card, go ahead and set you down a square. As Coutinho really put a nice throw on that ball, and now the return by Canes. Amari Canes out to about the 35-yard line on the return for the North. But that play really just a highlight from start to finish, as Coutinho had a great throw, and then the move by Christopher Nance at about the 30-yard line to take it the rest of the way for the touchdown. And now we'll have to see how the North responds here, down for the first time in the game. The North was up 7-0, again 14-7, and now 10 unanswered put together by the South. And we'll see Dante Strickland, who is responsible for the first North touchdown of the afternoon, back in there. The 6'1", 180 quarterback out of Lewisburg High School in North Carolina. Checking that armband for the play. And on first down is going to throw. Plenty of time in the pocket. Now rolls off to his left and just throws the ball out of bounds. Good coverage down the field by Team South there to set up second down and 10.
Yeah, I called it rare earlier. I don't know that we've ever been in a game where we've seen two left-handed quarterbacks. And today we have that. There's another left-handed quarterback right now that you just saw throw the football. So I called it rare, but we've had two left-handed quarterbacks in the game today.
And they're both on the same team, Dante Strickland and Jalen Wright. Both of those guys lefties. And second and 10 here. Strickland has two running backs with him in the backfield. Now they're going to move one of those guys up as an H-back. Canes in motion will line up on the left side. And Strickland with a double pump fires to the near side, caught. Nice move using the blocking. Britton Barnes with the catch and run. And Barnes going to set up a third down and short here for the North.
Yeah, pretty good play right there by Barnes. They're running the tunnel screen. QB had to double pump it because he wasn't ready for it, but running the tunnel screen, get those blockers upfield, and then find your lane. Once you find your lane, you got to hit it. If you find your lane and hit it, you got some productive yards, and you saw that right there for a 9-yard gain.
And that's a great placement of the football by Strickland there to sort of lead Barnes into the route. We saw Lamar Jackson of Baltimore do that yesterday a couple of times. Here's a handoff and a first down. Big gain over the right side for the North. Loudon Murphy still on his feet inside the 20-yard line. And on third down and short, the North hits a big play from the running back out of Southern Columbia High School in Pennsylvania into the red zone for Team North.
And you see, I talked about all game long, right? Pressing that hole, right? Pressing the hole, and then when I see it open, I put my foot down and I get upfield. And that's what the running back did right there. I pressed the hole when it opened up. I got my foot in the ground, and Loudon Murphy got up the football field for a big gain for Team North, gotten them in the red zone.
And Team South attempting a lot of arm tackling on that last play. Murphy's going to get the call again. Stutter steps into the line and pushes the pile inside the 10. He's going to set up first and goal for the North. Loudon Murphy cannot be stopped on the last two carries. We asked the question, how would the North respond being behind for the first time in the game? And the answer is give the football to Loudon Murphy.
Yeah, Loudon Murphy, what I like about him is his patience. He has the ability to kind of see the holes developing, pressing the holes, not running through it, and then getting up the football field. Putting that foot in the ground, getting up the football field, making big plays for his football team. That's what you want to see in your running backs. You want your running backs to be patient runners, have good vision, have good contact balance, not overrun the hole, but press the hole, and then when it opens up, put your foot in the ground and get up the field, and no wasted movement, and get all that you can get. Protect the football when those big guys come around.
Well, Murphy is listed at just 180 pounds, but it's a strong 180. They have not been able to bring him down just with one guy so far, as a timeout was called. It's going to be 1st and goal for the North, trying to go back in front and end this little 10-0 South run early in this second quarter. It's going to be Murphy and Jewell back out there, along with Dante Strickland at quarterback. They'll line up Kamani Barnes, who's going to be in single coverage, to the top of your screen. Might be a chance to go to him.
Yeah, a lot of room up top.
1st and goal for Strickland. Trying to put the North back in front. Fakes the handoff, wants to keep it himself. Got out of one tackle, sees the pylon, and scores. Touchdown, Dante Strickland, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the afternoon. And just like that, the North retakes the lead.
He scored earlier in the game with the absolute identical play right here. RPO going outside right behind number 60, the left tackle. My all grocery bill nominee right there, right to that left pylon for a touchdown. And if you remember, in the first half, same exact play that he ran at the opposite end of the field for a touchdown. So that's 2 touchdowns for Strickland today on the exact same football play.
Just a great job to escape out of a tackle right at the point of attack. You've talked numerous times today about running behind the left side of that offensive line for the North, and it paid off again. And now the extra point try by Owen Adams out of the hold of Lucas Lasur, and the extra point is good. So with 12:14 left here in the second quarter, the North with its 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. And just like that, Jesse, they march right down the field, primarily through that rushing attack, and retake a 4-point lead.
Yeah, what a way to respond right there. The South goes up, and you come right back, drive the ball down the football field. Some great runs, big runs from Team North, and then you get into the red zone, and Strickland does what he does off that left-hand side and rushes in for a touchdown to give the North back the 21-17 lead in the second quarter.
Well, 38 combined points for these teams. Still early in this second quarter, makes you start wondering about the history of this game. This is the 34th Blue-Gray All-American Bowl since this game started back in 2013. The very first game was played here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. This is the 10th of the games that has been played here. We've had some high-scoring affairs, but this one off to a great start for these offenses. And the North getting ready to kick it back to the South, and now we see how they'll respond. Their offense has gotten going over the last about 10 minutes of game time, and here's the return. They've had some problems fumbling the ball on special teams. This time they hold on to it. Good return by Talon Hall out to about the 20-yard line.
And both of these teams have kind of settled down, right? When you come into this opportunity at Raymond James Stadium, the NFL stadium, you're in NFL locker rooms, your name's on the locker. So now you have this angst, you have this worrisome energy that you have within you. So coming out early in this game, you saw some sloppy play. You saw some guys not having the proper communication, having 12 guys on the field. But now they're just playing football. Now these guys have kind of come to a conclusion, have calmed themselves and said, this is the game that we played our whole lives, and we're going to just continue to do that. And now you see these offenses being able to come out here and perform much better.
And on first down, the South will keep it on the ground with Dennis Murray Jr., the quarterback, and not much room for him to find an opening. It's going to be 2nd down. And a quick look at the history books of this illustrious game. The highest scoring game happened At AT&T Stadium in Arlington, the home of the Dallas Cowboys, back in 2021, 94 combined points. The East versus the West in that game. That was a 52-42 final. So still a ways to go to get to that record, but a good start here today for these offenses. Murray Jr. wants to load up and go deep. Has Winston behind the defense with the catch. Inside the 40-yard line, Corey Winston gets up and flashes first down as he got behind two defenders, and a beautifully thrown ball by Murray Jr.
Yeah, and watch Winston, his ability to kind of find the football. He's running one way, the ball's thrown back inside. He's able to pirouette, keep his eyes on the football, and come down with a huge catch. That's a good combination right there. Murray Jr. and Watson, they've been on the money today.
So the South on the move, and a quick throw again to Winston. Just in front of the South bench to about the 32-yard line. For a gain of about 5, Corey Winston's catch total starting to inch up on the afternoon. That wide receiver out of Jordan High School in North Carolina. Currently committed to Division II Catawba College, but not sure that'll hold after what we're seeing today. There's a handoff. Antonio Poor fighting towards the marker. Going to be brought down a couple of yards shy. 3rd down and 2 coming up here for the South.
And that's the whole premise of this game, RC, right? You come out here, and if you have some scholarships or you're committed to some schools, you try to come out here as an opportunity to play against some really good competition and to be seen, because sometimes coaches may miss players. Coaches may, late scholarships may come available, and if you come out here and you perform well, now you may have an opportunity to say, you know what, I was committed to a D2 school, but now I have a D1 school offer, and you advance your chances to go into a better situation for yourself. So this is what this game is all about. It's all about the opportunity. It's all about going out there, playing well, and see if you can find yourself in a better situation on the college level.
And a timeout called by the South just before that snap came back to Dennis Murray Jr. 9:46 to play here in the second quarter. The South has spent 2 of its timeouts now, trying to retake the lead in this back and forth affair at Raymond James Stadium. The 3rd and final class of 2024 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. We've really had a great cycle with 2 games in the Dallas area in December and earlier this month in January, and finishing up here in beautiful Tampa. Glad to be with you. I'm Ryan Castle. That's Jesse Holly. And the South on the move right now with Dennis Murray Jr. at the controls. And talk to me about how you felt his performance has gone so far here in Tampa.
It's going pretty well. We talked about him being a dual-threat quarterback, and you've seen his ability. Early in the first quarter, you saw him roll out to his left, complete a ball down the field, roll out to his right, complete a ball down the field, and then you've seen his ability in the run game. This is a kid that has the opportunity to go to the next level and really be an impact player because of his dual ability at the quarterback position.
He's in the shotgun on 3rd down and short. Couple of fakes, wants to keep it himself, and is going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit there from the north. Wyatt Singletary, who had I'm not even sure you can call it a fumble recovery, more like a strip sack earlier with the tackle right there, and it's going to set up 4th down, and the South will try a field goal. This is going to be a 48-yarder. Bertoni was good from 49 yards just a little bit earlier. Officially 47 yards for Bertoni. Line drive did not get inside the right upright. And we're going to go downstairs right now to the 3rd member of our team, Casey Phillips.
All right, guys, I'm here with wide receiver Elijah Ling. So, Elijah, tell me, where do you plan on going to play football in college?
I played football at Jackson High School, but I'm actually committed to play football at Wingate University next year. So I plan to spend the next 4 years there playing football and studying marine biology.
I like it. What did you say to me about why you chose marine biology? I enjoyed this.
Oh, I just love my ocean animals, and it's a lot easier than building stadiums and stuff.
That's great. So tell us, what made you want to participate in this weekend, and what did you hope to get out of it?
Just more exposure, It's always a blessing to be out here, and just the opportunity to play in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Stadium is just it's hard to turn down. And so, yeah.
What did you notice when you came out here and realized, man, did it hit you that you were playing in an NFL stadium?
Yeah, and the biggest thing is the grass. The grass is so nice. Like, it's like, the grass is beautiful. I don't know how they keep the grass is nice.
That's awesome. And then I know for you, you got your whole family down here supporting you, and your mom's dealing with some health issues, but obviously still a priority for everybody to come down and support you. What did that mean, and what has it been like to be able to play on this kind of a stage in front of them?
With my mom with her health issues, it's always hard for her to get to places, so I'm really grateful that she's able to come support me, even if she's like risking her own mental or her own health issues. And so like it's really a blessing, and like as I said, just to get to come here and play, it's a great feeling. It's just awesome.
That's awesome. Well, Elijah, thanks so much for doing this, and good luck the rest of the game.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Casey, and thank you, Elijah. Such a touching story. The Ling family here, and got a request last night from family member of Elijah's who came up to me during the jersey presentation and asked me if I could introduce Elijah as White Lightning, and who am I to deny that request? And I know that gave them a lot of joy to hear Elijah introduced that way, and just again, a touching story. He headed to Wingate to study marine biology. So you know he's a smart young man, and a timeout's going to be called here by the North. They had a bad snap on this drive that pushed them back to inside the 5-yard line. 3rd down and 36 when we come back to Tampa. Back here at Raymond James Stadium. This stadium opened in 1998, but they've kept it in great shape. It's still one of the premier venues in the National Football League. Been the host of 3 Super Bowls. Baltimore Ravens knocking off the New York Giants in Super Bowl 35 back in the year 2000. It was the first one they hosted. And then just a couple of years ago, the Bucs becoming the first team to win the Super Bowl in their home stadium. And that pass thrown into some traffic and intercepted. Picked off by the South, and it's a house call. Taken back for the score by Bo Kinney, the linebacker out of Horizon High School right here in Florida, scores a touchdown for Team South, and they're back in front with a defensive score.
That's a great play. Just stepped right in front of the receiver. The quarterback eyed the receiver down the whole time. Watch this. He's looking down the whole time, right? Eyeing him down the whole time. The linebacker just reads his eyes, steps right in front of the tight end, intercepts the ball. And when you intercept the ball, what do you go do? Put it in the end zone. Pick 6. South up 23-21.
A 20-yard return by Kinney. And the extra point makes it a 3-point South lead. What a turn of events as the South gets its second non-offensive touchdown of the afternoon. They had that muffed punt that was recovered in the end zone. That tied the game at 7 early on. And now this 20-yard pick six by Bo Kinney giving the South the lead. So they have done a great job of cashing in some mistakes made by Team North. Back and forth game here in Tampa, and the South taking its second lead of the afternoon.
And Bo Kinney did what a linebacker's supposed to do. When you're dropping back in coverage, I get to my depth, I find what areas I'm supposed to be looking around, and I get my eyes back to the quarterback. The quarterback's eyes are going to tell you where he's going with the football. And young quarterbacks, they'll understand this as they get older and get more advanced in the position. If you are going to throw the ball somewhere, you can't stare it down. You got to be able to look defenders off, move defenders with your eyes, and then deliver the football behind it. But if you stare receivers down, this type of thing will happen to you more often than not when you get interceptions. And when you turn it up, when you get interceptions back in your area of the field, those turn into pick sixes.
Now that drive from the North really doomed from the start after the bad snap. They nearly didn't recover it. Able to fall on it at about the 2-yard line, and then 3rd and 36. There's not a ton of plays in the playbook for 3rd and 36.
No.
So I'm a little concerned, and it's interesting, I guess, that they would try to be as aggressive as they were. I know they didn't try to take a deep shot down the field or anything like that, but I don't know, to throw that ball into some traffic, give the opportunity for the South to make a play on it, and give the South a lot of credit. Bo Kinney able to come up with a big play. And just like the sun coming out, that wind is coming back out now too, as Corey Winston has to come over and hold the ball on the tee for the kickoff. Here's the return from the 10-yard line for the North, and that is Kamani Barnes, who's going to be taken down nicely around the ankles at the 25-yard line. Good tackle on special teams by Nelson Hall, the linebacker out of Opp High School in Alabama. These rosters filled out with players mostly out of the state of Florida, but we've got Georgia, both Carolinas, Kentucky, Virginia, Missouri, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Colorado, California. A lot of states represented here in Tampa this weekend.
Yeah, I let you know that football's in a great place. There's talent all over this place, man. Every state, every county, every city, there's a ton of talent all over.
There's a quick completion on first down for Darius Graham across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. 2nd down and 3 coming up for the North. Tyson Buckley back in at quarterback with that completion. And that catch made by Graham, the receiver out of Poplar Bluff High School in Missouri. Buckley looks across at a 4-man front, 2nd down and 3. North trailing for the 2nd time in the game. Buckley takes the high snap, fakes the handoff, and keeps it himself. And he just barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Wrapped up on that play. And it's going to be 3rd down coming up here for the North.
Yeah, I don't know if I want Buckley being the runner of my RPO in this situation. A little bit high snap, gets up there, credit card hops. But let's just say that Buckley may not be the most fleet of footed. So when we're talking about running the RPOs, we might want to hand that off to the running back in those situations.
And give credit to DeAndre Williams, who was able to wrap up Buckley. 3rd down and 3. Another high snap, handoff. This is Loudon Murphy dancing, has a 1st down and more, trying to reverse field. And going to stretch the ball out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Loudon Murphy has really been impressive in this first half for the North.
What I like about Loudon Murphy is when I talk about contact balance, right here, when you get to the contacts, being able to still keep your balance moving forward. He does a really good job at that. At the point of contact, he's not being knocked over. He's able to bounce off tacklers. He's able to move laterally to get more opportunities to get up the football field. So Loudon Murphy is a really good running back who has good vision, who has some size, and has great contact balance.
And a first down for the North after that run by Murphy. Here's another handoff. This is Murphy again. And Murphy will be taken down after a short gain at about the 44-yard line. The North today only has 3 running backs that have seen action: Cameron Jewell, Ricardo Lagares, and Murphy. DJ Williams is the 3-star headed to Ball State that we heard from earlier downstairs with Casey, but he has not playing today, trying to just stay off of a hamstring, but he has a lot of talent out of Ohio, Austintown Fitch High School. Headed to Muncie, Indiana to play for the Ball State Cardinals. Here's a handoff. Lagares pushes off one defender, trying to find the edge, and he's going to be rudely escorted out of bounds at around the 45-yard line. 3rd down and 6 coming up here for the North.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for DJ, hamstring injury in practice, but, a guy like Loudon Murphy, he's saying, hey, brother, I know that you're my guy, and we don't want to see you hurt, but more opportunity for me. And I think Loudon Murphy is one of the guys today that has truly taken advantage of the opportunity that he's gotten in this football game.
And this day and age in football, it's next guy up mentality. Yes. With the injuries that we see. And Murphy's taken advantage of that opportunity. Buckley on 3rd and 6. Quick comeback pattern, incomplete. Over on the far side, intended for Jacoby Davis. Buckley put the ball there, but Davis unable to get it.
You asked me before this game, who will be the player that we did not know about that we won't be able to stop talking about when the game is over? For me, for Jesse Holley, right now, it's number 24, Butler. He has just been every time that there's a play to be made to his side, he makes it. He's been stout in the run game. He's been great in coverage. He's got his hands on the football for some pass breakups, some PBUs. He's just a solid football player, has some good size, look great in his uniform. This is a football player that you want in your team. So if coaches, if you're looking out there for a player, look at number 24. This kid's all right.
Yeah, he has really shown multiple facets of his game here in Tampa. Good punt. Here's the return. Some nice blocking at the point of attack, and the South will get it back across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. They've got the ball and the lead, under 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Back to Tampa in a moment. Well, the fans enjoying this one in Tampa. Under 4 to go here in the first half. 24-21, the South with the lead. They were down 14-7 and 7-0 earlier in the half, but pick 6 by Bo Kinney the most recent score to put them back in front. And on first down, the South is going to hand it off to Jesse Learock, and Learock up to the 30-yard line. On the first play of this drive, Drake Fisher out there running things at the quarterback position for Coach Ken Still's team.
Yeah, it's a good run right here for Learock, and a lot of times as runners, everybody wants the home run hitter, right? But the running game, I equate to a boxing match. It's body blows. It's blow after blow after blow, so that when you get deep into the championship rounds, that body's tender, and now you're able to get what was maybe a 4 or 5 yard gain now is an 8-10 yard gain, and you can break one to the house.
That pass from Fisher intended for the tight end Truett Brown. Those two haven't been able to connect today. So third down and about 6 coming up here for the South. And especially in a game like what we have today, sort of limited numbers in the trenches. So it'll be interesting to see how that offensive and defensive line holds up for both teams later into this game. Just about 3 minutes and some change before halftime, and a big third down here for the South. Fisher across the middle, and he had Brown open. Incomplete, and the South is going to have to punt the football away. That had big play written all over it, but no connection from Fisher to Brown.
We had that same play earlier in the game, and Brown didn't get his head around in time. Now he understood his mistakes and he learned from them, and now he had his head around in time. They just couldn't connect. The ball a little bit high and wasn't able to haul it in. But that play is there. That play is there. We've seen it 2 times that play be available. One time the tight end didn't get his head around. The second time they didn't get a chance to get a completion there. But again, that's another one of those plays that you keep in your back pocket that can come up and be a good play for you.
And the punt by the South is going to bounce just outside the 30 and go sideways out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. So the North with the football back, down 24-21. And we will cycle back to Dante Strickland here. Strickland has led 2 touchdown drives for the North. He's been responsible for 2 touchdown runs, a 5-yarder that gave the North a 7-0 lead earlier, and then an 8-yard run that put the North back in front at 21-17. So the North has seen most of their success offensively with Dante Strickland in at quarterback. And you wonder, Jesse, now with that sun coming out, what sort of a factor that plays. That might have been a big reason that the North stayed away from that punt and let it bounce. Strickland's going to run an end around and a big play. Kamani Barnes got the edge. He's at the 40, and a nice cut inside, still on his feet into South territory. Finally brought down at the South 40-yard line. A great start to the drive as the North trailing by 3, but on the move.
Now, you talked about this kid, Kamani Brown, and you said Coach couldn't stop talking about him last night. And you see it right here. He has the electric effect. He's fast, he's physical, ball high and tight, but he's making plays, taking on contact, bouncing off of contact for a huge play. I see why now Coach was so excited about him last night, because that's the ability that he has when he has the football in his hands.
So Kamani Barnes with a 40-yard run to get this drive going. Make it 45 yards on the end around to the receiver out of Wilson Prep High School, North Carolina. And now a handoff to Cameron Jewell in behind the left guard. And Jewell just puts his head down and gets to the 34 for a gain of 6.
Can I call my shot here?
Always.
All right. If Team North gets into the red zone again, RPO off the left side, Strickland will run it in for his 3rd touchdown.
You're going off on too far a limb there, Jesse. We haven't seen that play at all today.
Okay.
We have seen it twice for a touchdown. Jewell up the middle for a first down inside the 30. Cameron Jewell, the running back from Alder High School in Ohio. Ohio, one of the hotbeds for high school football here in the country, and Cameron Jewell representing that state well with a nice run up the middle. A timeout called by the South, trying to catch their breath with 1:39 left in this first half. And I've been impressed, Jesse, really all the way around. We've seen some good football being played here. Few mistakes on special teams early. Those seem to be out of everybody's system, and we've really hit a nice rhythm as we've hit closer to halftime.
Yeah, some big plays have been happening today. You've seen them. Big plays down the field. What do we have right here? Quarterback rolling out right, throwing it up to Watson, using his size, going up, catching the ball with his hands for a big play. I love to see my big receivers going up, climbing the ladder. Randy Moss would say, "You got Moss right there." Another end around RPO, throwing the reverse to Nance, coming back, getting the football, making the guy miss. Another big-time receiver on the football field walks in for a touchdown. Here you see Loudon right here finding the hole, contact balance, bumping and bouncing off tackles, getting down the sideline for a major, huge gain in the football game right there.
Back to play. North will hand off, and this is Jewell carrying a man with him to the 20. Cameron Jewell getting a steady dose of the football on this drive, and they're in the red zone, Jesse. Second down and about 4 coming up.
Let's see what happens.
They have strictly gone to Jewell on this drive. But Dante Strickland has shown the ability to get things done in that RPO game, especially behind that big left side of the offensive line. That is Daniel Grine right now playing left tackle. 6'7", 325. Handoff, right side. And this is Jewell again. Going to be slung down short of the 15-yard line. And that's actually Lagares, running back out of New York State, 6 foot 185. And with 51 seconds left, timeout by the North to stop the clock. So they'll have one remaining, I believe, to play with in 51 seconds. And, you know, they'd like to get some points on the board to at least tie the game, but a touchdown would put them back in front going to the break.
Yeah, and the North has done a good job all day long answering back when the South has gone down and scored. And you see him right here back into the red zone again with an opportunity to answer with a score, to take the lead or to kick a field goal. They've already made a couple field goals from long distance. So if they have to kick a field goal, I can't see between the wind is kind of blowing. Maybe it's at their back. Maybe it's a little bit to the right looking at the flag at the top of the pole. But maybe they, kicker's good enough to knock one in.
So the North in some good position here with 51 seconds. Got to make sure you don't turn it over down here. Jewell and Lagares will be the running backs. And Barnes is on the bottom of your screen, lined up wide to the right. On 3rd down and 1. Strickland fake handoff, RPO to the left side, and he's got the speed to get the first down. Walks out of bounds at the 12. That's the 3rd time they've run this play, Jesse. It's the 1st time they haven't scored on it. But Strickland continuing to show that ability athletically to get outside the numbers.
Yeah, he just runs behind those big horses up front, man. Just finding a lane, getting the ball on the left-hand side, and running up the football field. Easy money on that particular play.
It's 1st and 10 at the 13. A little bit of a wide snap. Strickland able to get it, and a handoff to Jewell, and they're going to lose a couple of yards back to the 15-yard line. And that's such an underrated part of football, Jesse, that center snap out of the shotgun. If that thing's not on target, it throws the timing of the entire play off, and we saw it in action right there.
Yeah, it does. When a quarterback has to reach up forward, and that running back is going right now, so it's all about the mesh point. I want to make sure that the mesh point matches with my blocking up front, and when that snap is off, it throws off the timing of everything.
North have to be careful here. We're under 10 seconds left. Strickland takes a sack back at the 25-yard line. Now they have a timeout to take, and they'll take it with 3 seconds remaining, but coming in and making the hit on the quarterback, Jesse, that's Bo Kinney again with another big play at a big time.
No, absolutely. And you want to tell your quarterback, you said, hey, we can't take a sack right here because we got to make sure that we stay within field goal range, and we have the clock that's working against us as well. You cannot take a sack, and you saw that the protection was broken down from the middle of that, and Strickland took a sack and maybe have knocked their team out of field goal range. We'll see. I mean, they'll still be able to kick the field goal, but we're talking about high school students here, not the pros. So what seems to be a little bit of a chip shot from about 33 to 40 yards away can be a lot more than that.
This will officially be a 41-yarder for Owen Adams, kicker out of Laurel High School, all the way up in Montana, down here in Florida, trying to tie the football game as we head to halftime. From 41 yards, and he missed it wide right. So the North unable to tie it. That sack on third down by Bo Kinney looms large. And we head to halftime with the South in front of the North, 24-21. And a great showing in the first half from both teams as they go back to the locker room. A lot to like for both head coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, they start out a little bit shaky, but you understand the nerves of what these kids are going through, right? You're in an NFL stadium for the very first time. You're in an NFL locker room, so you're coming out here in front of your family and friends. Nerves are a little bit wacky right there, but they calmed, and you saw the back and forth between Team South and Team North. They settled down, and they got things going for a good showing. Heading to halftime, looking for something great coming out of half.
Casey Phillips is downstairs with offensive coordinator for the North, Rodney Beasley. Casey?
All right, well, Coach, first half already in the books. Tell me what you've seen from the guys on your team, not just this first half, but this whole weekend.
Well, it's all coming together a little bit better than even we could have thought. Our guys are executing the plays pretty well for only having those 2 days of practice, really only 6 hours. So it's coming together. We've been able to execute on the ground a lot more. We were planning on putting in the air a little bit, but we've gotten away from that because the ground game's working. So I'm pleasantly surprised. These guys are obviously All-Americans, so this wasn't a shock for them. They've been playing football their whole lives. So it's a really good opportunity for them to get out here and play. And it's showing that in a couple of the short days, throw that stuff on them, and they were to execute. So I'm excited. We're doing well. I know we're down 3 right now, but that's not enough. We're going to come back and give them a little work for their money over there on the other side.
And so for you, what is it about this game that you're like, man, I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of this high school atmosphere in an NFL stadium, and what you want to be able to bring to the team?
Well, for me, I mean, I've grown up on the gridiron, so just being able to mentor these kids and get back to them. I always say if I would have known then what I know now, how much different I would have played as a player. So encouraging them to slow down, think about it, and just let the game come to you. They've been doing it forever, so just mentoring them to not let life smack you in the face, be more ready for it, engaged, and play the game. So just being a good, positive role model for them. This is a place where we can be brothers, and all the things that we're going to go shake hands and hang out with those guys later, but right now we're at war with them. So there's no other sport really for me that's like that, where you can go out and just blood, sweat, and tears, and then shake hands and be good afterwards. So we're teaching these guys how to be, good fathers and, husbands one day. So that's really what we're shooting for.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Casey and Coach Beasley. A head coach now in North Carolina at Swansboro High School, was on staff with Ron Rivera at the Carolina Panthers organization. Such a great man, not just for the game of football, but for the game of life for these young men. 24-21, the South with the lead at the break. We're back to Tampa right after this. Back here in Tampa, Florida, the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Team still back in the locker rooms. The third quarter is coming up in just a moment. Thanks for being along with us. back here in Tampa, Florida. The Blue-Gray All-American Bowl team still back in the locker rooms. The third quarter is coming up in just a moment. Thanks for being along with us. Our coverage Our coverage here from Tampa, Florida, the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl, Team North versus Team South. Team still back in the locker rooms getting ready for the start of the third quarter, and our coverage will continue in a moment. Back in beautiful Tampa, Florida, still at halftime. Team North versus Team South in the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Highlights from the first half are next. Thanks for being along with us. Our coverage will continue in a moment. Back in beautiful Tampa, Florida, still at halftime. Exciting first half here in Tampa as we take a look at the highlights. Things got dicey early for the South on the opening kickoff. Christopher Nance coughed it up, and it was recovered by the North. They went right in, Jesse, with this Dante Strickland touchdown run.
Yeah, we've seen him run a couple times off the left side into the end zone. He has 2 touchdowns today with that very same play.
The difference in that first half, though, 2 non-offensive touchdowns by the South. The first of those, this muffed punt, recovered in the end zone by Elijah Bradbury. That tied the game early at 7, but the North would not be done. Loudon Murphy with the first touchdown run here by him. He had several nice runs in that first half.
Yeah, Team North did a great job running the ball off the left-hand side all day long with those big hogs up front leading the way.
And the 49-yard field goal by Timothy Peter Bertoni. That legend will certainly grow as this game it gets further in the rearview mirror as Strickland scored again off that left side. That made it 21-17 North at the time. And this, the final touchdown of the first half, a pick 6 by Bo Kinney to give the South a 3-point lead. So we'll go downstairs before the kickoff of the third quarter and check in with Casey Phillips.
All right, we are here with Coach Sills. So tell us a little bit about what this experience has been like for you to be a part of and what you're hoping to instill in your team.
Well, I've been doing this now for about 10, 11 years with Blue Gray. And we keep telling the young men it's really not about the wins and the losses. It's about the opportunity. Today, obviously, to get on ESPN 3 and let the country see them a little bit. Some camaraderie. We always talk about meeting these other young men and getting to know other guys because not all of us are going to be D1 athletes or even in the NFL. So continue to network. We always say it's not what you know, who you know, but it's who knows you. And then we want to know that somebody else cares about them. Football is not everything, you know. We tell them that God loves them. We love them. They're part of the Blue Gray family, and we want to instill that in them as well.
That's great. And I know before the game, you and I were joking, typically this interview with a coach at halftime is all about the strategy and how we win and what we pull out. But this is less about the wins and losses and more about what these guys are getting to showcase. So for you as a coach, how do you try to showcase all these different guys when you've only had, 6 hours with them and none of them really know each other or have met before?
Well, we try to keep it as simple as possible. You know, on offense, we're just going to stay in 21 personnel, so 2 backs, 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers. Keep it basic. All of our guys on offense are wearing wristbands so that they can go out there. We always talk about alignment and assignment, and then do your job, do what you have to do. And we want to make that look good on television. And on defense, pretty much the same. Cover 1, cover 2, cover 3. Let the guys go out there and line up and show their athletic ability and not have to think. We all know that if we have to think about it, our reaction time is going to be a lot slower. So we want the kids to play fast. But our big thing is alignment and assignment. And then we're hoping that leads off into the real world. When they leave here, they're going to be on time for class. They'll take care of their assignments. They'll be good leaders. They'll be good men. They'll be good husbands and fathers. We hope all that leads into that.
That's great. Well, Coach, thank you so much for everything you guys do here, and good luck the second half.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Casey. And Coach Ken Stills, part of a brotherhood here for Blue-Gray football of men who just do a great job of leading young men and pouring into the next generation. Such a pleasure to be with Coach Stills and with Coach Beasley and this entire Blue-Gray staff this weekend here in Tampa. And you know, I love his messaging there, Jesse, that it's not just about the X's and O's. It's about setting these young men up for winning at life, not just in the game of football, but being good husbands, good fathers, and all around just good human beings. And these men who have dedicated themselves to doing this for a great number of years now in the Blue-Gray football organization do an amazing job of that.
No, absolutely. And that's the fun part about it, when you get to meet these young men, but you know what the coaches are pouring into them values and you know, character that they can take with them for the rest of their life. I love the game of football, and it's taught me so much, and it's taken me so many places, but the things that I remember the most are about the people who are on that journey. So these coaches, you know, being here today gives these kids an opportunity to build that relationship for a lifetime.
And with all of that being said, both of these guys, Ken Stills, who we just heard from, and Rodney Beasley before the break, want to win the football game.
Oh, of course. Now, don't mistake in that one bit. Winning is still the main objective, right? They want to do all the great things and be great role models, but at the end of this, when the clock hits 000, they want to be victorious.
And the kickoff by the South to get things going here in the third quarter goes out of bounds, so a penalty flag comes out quickly here. And the North will have good starting field position up at their 35-yard line. South taking a 3-point lead into the break thanks to 2 non-offensive touchdowns, a muffed punt recovery into the end zone for the first of those, and the second was a pick six by Bo Kinney, the linebacker out of Horizon High School in Florida. The North missing a field goal that would have tied it just before halftime. And now we will see Dante Strickland out there to start this third quarter of play. He's going to turn and hand it off on first down, and this is a carry by Loudon Murphy. And Murphy back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Tackle made nicely there by the South's Sean Ali, a defensive back out of West Johnston High School in North Carolina, 2nd and 10.
Many of the defensive backs for Team South have been stout in the run game. There is no business decision being made by them. They stepped up and they've made contact with any and every guy who've run the football from Team North. I like to see that from my DBs, guys who aren't afraid to hit.
Halim Butler, a guy who really showed that ability in the first half. He is in at the right cornerback now at the bottom of your screen. And before 2nd and 10, a penalty comes in here from our referee. And that is going against the North. So they'll back up 5 yards to the 30-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 15. And when you've had only 6 hours of practice time, have sort of a limited playbook, you don't want to be behind schedule, Jesse.
No, you don't, and that's why you don't want to go off multiple snap counts because you don't want to confuse the guys. But those are one of those penalties, those pre-snap penalties that drive coaches absolutely crazy because we all know the snap count. If you listen to the huddle, the quarterback said it, so no one should be jumping up front, but they found themselves in the 2nd and 15.
Strickland in the gun, has a clean pocket to throw from. Now it collapses on him. And Strickland will try to salvage something out of this and get back around the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10 coming up for the North. Just underway in this third quarter, Dante Strickland, the quarterback for the North, has led 2 touchdown drives. And trying to get something going here at the start of this third quarter. 3rd down and 10 coming up for his North team.
And with these dual threat quarterbacks, when the pocket breaks down, the play breaks down, there's nothing to throw the ball down the field. These guys have the ability to chuck the ball and go get some yards. And he went there. You saw that right there by Strickland. He's going to get five yards to bring it to a manageable down.
And Strickland will air it out deep for Barnes, and Kamani Barnes with the catch inside the South 40. A big 3rd and 10 conversion there on the receiver from Wilson Prep High School in North Carolina. And a beautiful connection from Strickland to Kamani Barnes for a first down.
Yeah, they kept the pocket clean for Strickland, left-handed quarterback. He was able to sit in the pocket, survey the field, and Kamani Barnes, he found that soft spot between the cover 2 safety, the safety being back and the corner being low, and Strickland dropped a dime in there to him for a big play.
And a handoff here to Murphy. Loudon Murphy with a gain of a couple to the 36-yard line. Murphy had a 14-yard touchdown run in the first half, had another big run that set up a Dante Strickland touchdown. He has been the featured back most of the afternoon for Team North out of Southern Columbia High School in Pennsylvania. 2nd down and 9 for the North. First drive of the 3rd quarter for Coach Dick Bell's team. Strickland takes the high snap, option to the left, and Strickland will keep it. And makes a nice cut up the field, diving inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line. Sets up 3rd down and 2 coming up here for the North.
Yeah, and for Strickland to be a quarterback, he's a pretty tough runner. You see right here, they're running the old school option coming on the line of scrimmage. That defensive end comes in underneath, and Strickland just tucks the ball away and goes and gets what he can. Turns a bad play into a 5-yard gain.
And I like the block by Loudon Murphy. Took out the linebacker Alan Burrell on that play and gave Strickland the room he needed to gain about 6. 3rd down and 2 coming up. Turn, handoff Murphy. Lost his footing at the point of attack and still able to get close to the marker. This is going to depend on where they put it down.
I think he's short.
And the referee on the far side, the line judge, holding up 4th down. So it will be 4th down, less than a yard to go here for the North. And because it is 4th down and short, they have the option to go for it here and do not have to end it with a kick. 4 minutes gone by in this 3rd quarter. And a good start to the quarter for the North, and it looks like the North will elect to try the field goal to tie the game here. So they will send out Owen Adams, 6-foot place kicker, 210 pounds, out of Laurel High School, Montana. And this will be a 45-yard attempt for Adams to try and tie the football game here early in this 3rd quarter. Has plenty of distance on it, and that time able to sneak it inside the right upright, and good. And we start over here with 11:20 to play in this 3rd quarter at 24 apiece, and a great start to this 3rd quarter for the North to get into field goal range. Adams able to put it through.
Adams a little yoked up right there, man. He's a big kid with a powerful leg. Made some really big kicks today. Good snap, good hold, laces out through the pipes, 4-3.
So our 2nd tie of the game. We were tied at 7 early on. We've had 4 lead changes in the game this afternoon. So back and forth affair between 2 really well coached teams. Despite just 6 hours of practice, you can really tell these players have internalized the playbook. They know their assignments and where to be. And this has been a well played and clean football game so far. The South poised to get it back here for the first time in the 3rd quarter.
You know, back in my playing days, and even now, I always resented the statement of a dumb jock, right? I know people use that at times. Oh, just another dumb jock. And I'm telling you, you cannot be dumb in playing the game of football. It will show itself all the time. And you see these young men right here, 6 hours of practice, and they've been able to put that stuff together to come in here and to play sound football with just 6 hours of practice. There's no dumb jock here. All these young men are intelligent. They retain the information, and then they're able to come out here to play free, to play fast, play physical with just 6 hours of practice. Not a game, We're talking about practice.
That's right, Alan. You know, there are teams that have more than 6 hours of practice that don't look as good as what we're witnessing here today.
My Cowboys?
No, I'm not talking about them. But that's how you took it. That's how you took it.
I guess if the shoe fits, I should wear it, huh?
Yes, you should. Both of them, if you're talking about that particular organization. First down for the South from the 25-yard line after the touchback. And a snap and a handoff. This is Poor up the middle. And Poor going to be held on to and drugged down after a very short gain. Cameron Zahn starting at quarterback here in the third quarter for the South. Zahn is 6'2", 180 out of St. Michael the Archangel High School. That's a mouthful. In the state of Missouri. Second down and 9 coming up here for the South. For the South offensively, just the one touchdown. The 60-yard pass from Devin Catino to Christopher Nance on the trick play came in the second quarter. Zahn's going to turn, hand it again to Poor. Poor gets going downhill, makes a nice move inside around the defender. Antonio Poor at 250 pounds, but he's got light feet out to the 44-yard line for a first down.
When you watch Poor run, who does he remind you of? Big
Bettis.
body. Here we go. That's the same thing I said. Reminds me of Jerome Bettis. Big body, but swift, nimble feet. And you see the action right there where he's able to get through that hole, burst through the hole, but still have the wiggles in those feet to be able to make defenders miss. And then running behind the pads to finish the run. Those punishing runs that in the fourth quarter, it just wears defenses down. When you gotta tackle a guy who's 250 pounds over and over and over again in the fourth quarter, that's when you make those business decisions that goes, not today.
McGee and Poor in the backfield here on first down. And it will actually be Zahn keeping it on a fake, and Zahn busts free 40 at the 30, down the sideline to the 20, and going to be finally brought down at the 15-yard line with those two guys in the backfield, McGee and Poor. Nobody expected Zahn to keep it, and he turned it into a big play.
We talked about it all day long, the mesh point, allowing the block to develop, allowing the timing for the mesh point to work. When you watch that play, the mesh happened. The two guys came across, the blocking got a chance to happen, and then Zion just found a lane and ran up the left sideline for a huge gain for Team South to get them into the red zone and a potential scoring situation.
Aiden Bradshaw retreated back to make a touchdown-saving tackle. The South trying to go back in front. Zahn in the pistol, and that's a false start. That should have been blown dead. That's going to be against the running back, Antonio Poor, who just crept a little bit towards that offensive line before the snap.
A little anxious there by the big back Poor.
So it'll be first and 15. Going to back him up to the 20-yard line. And the South has struggled with this a little bit. They've gotten down here in the red zone, and things have stalled out for them a few times. They've got a couple of missed field goals, points left on the board. They've got to punch this in for an end zone, really capitalize on the big runs they've had on this drive. Tied at 24, 7 minutes gone here in the third. And that's not bad math. The quarter started with 16 minutes, not the traditional 15. Got to give myself a little grace there and get myself off the hook. Handoff McGee, sliding on skates as he tried to hit the corner, and going to be brought down in the backfield. And this drive now going in the opposite direction for the South. In on the stop was Harrison Jeffries, the linebacker from Powdersville High School in South Carolina.
Yeah, Jeffrey just reading his keys, right? Said, I have the running back, so if they give it to the running back, I'm just going to string this thing out because I know that I have help coming. The cavalry is coming. If I just string this thing out, hold on, the cavalry will come, and we'll get a tackle for loss. Good play by Jeffries right there, staying on his keys, and then attacking downhill for the tackle for loss.
Well, they lost 3, so it's 2nd and 18. The South at the north 23-yard line. Zahn going to hand it off. They're going to throw it high up into the air towards the end zone, batted around, and finally falls incomplete. And they wanted to find Nance again on a trick play. That time it was thrown by Jesse Lerock. That very well could have been intercepted. It was good coverage by Bradshaw.
Yeah, they tried to give Christopher Nance an opportunity to use his big size and going up and make a play near the end zone. I would like to have Jesse to have Christopher come off the line of scrimmage like he's running a route and really push that defender into the end zone and then allow the throw to stop him, kind of almost a back shoulder fade. But when you come off slow, immediately the defender goes, something's up, because either they're not running this way and he's come up the ball slow. So that gets his eyes back up to the quarterback and in on the play for a pass breakup.
Zahn with a straight drop back, goes to the end zone with a man open, and that is caught for the touchdown. Over the back shoulder, hauled in by Elijah Ling.
Lightning Ling.
Just able to get a foot in for the touchdown, and the South back in front. With the extra point still to come, and Cameron Zahn to Elijah Ling for the score.
Yeah, we talked to Elijah Ling last night. You know, this is the one that his parents asked us to call him. Was it White Lightning?
Yeah.
Was it White Lightning? And I told him, I said, all right, now, with a name like White Lightning, you better not get run down. And when the ball's thrown to you, you better catch it. So he's lived up to the moniker, the White Lightning, because he ran by the DB and caught a touchdown in the back of the end zone. So when I see him after the game, I'll give him a fist bump and say, you held up your end of the bargain.
What a throw by Cameron Zahn, Elijah Ling into the end zone here in Tampa to give the South a 7-point lead. Beautiful downtown Tampa. Third quarter of this Blue-Gray All-American Bowl, 7-point lead for the South. The Royal Rumble for the WWE was here not too long ago, and we've got a Royal Rumble happening down on the gridiron right now as the South retakes the lead on the 25-yard touchdown from Cameron Zahn to Elijah Ling. North poised to get the football back here, down 7. Here comes Timothy Peter Bertoni with the kickoff. Sends it over the head of Kamani Barnes into the end zone for a touchback. And that beautiful throw by Zahn to Ling, the latest in a number of really nice throws by these quarterbacks today. I've been very impressed with the quarterback play on both sides.
No, they've been good. These quarterbacks have been delivering the football. Minus the one pick six, these quarterbacks have been able to go out there, deliver the football, throw it around the park. And when you got receivers that are 6'3", 6'4", or that are white lightning that can run real fast, it makes your job a whole lot easier because now you have a target frame that you can throw into. So even if you throw it high, they're 6'4", they can go up and get it. You throw it low, they're 6'4", they can go down and get it. And when guys are running past defenders, that's an easy pitch and catch for quarterbacks. So these quarterbacks have had some great talent on both sides, and they've capitalized on it.
We'll see the second lefty for the North, Jalen Wright, throwing on first down. Pass caught by Darius Graham. And Graham up to about the 33-yard line for a gain of 8. Graham, the receiver out of Poplar Bluff High School in Missouri. His third catch today.
I like that call from the quarterback because Wright has struggled a little bit today. He's been the one quarterback that struggled a little bit today. So, bringing him back out here, all I want to do is I want to get him a completion, right? I wanted to see the ball go into the net. Just go out there, get a quick hitch completion, and now that settles him, and now it kind of puts him in a little bit of a rhythm that he's not looking or trying to hurry because the first pass that he's thrown was an incomplete.
Second down and 3. And they're going to hand it to Murphy. Murphy trying to attack the edge with a nice cut. Up close to the 40-yard line. Going to be enough for a first down. 39 officially before the tackle was made. First down for the North.
And as we get into the second half of this game, we start looking at players of the game. And for me right now, Lawton Murphy, he's just been a consistent playmaking back all day long. He's been patient. He's been strong. He's been seeing the holes inside, outside. He has a touchdown. He is a really good running back, man. I like his patience. I like his ability to get north and south and run behind his pads. And he doesn't take losses.
They're going to run option to the left. Here's the pitch to Lagares. He's in a lot of trouble and going to lose yardage back to the 35-yard line. Loss of 4 on that pitch to Ricardo Lagares. Second down and 14 coming up, and they've tried this play a couple of times. Jesse, haven't had a ton of success in that traditional triple option look.
Yeah, because, at the end of the day, math becomes a factor, right? I'm already in the shotgun, so I'm 5 yards back from the line of scrimmage, and then I'm pitching it back 2 or 3 more yards. So it's 8 yards. So now the defenders get to see the ball, and now they have 8 yards before you get back to the line of scrimmage. That doesn't bode well for you to get anything positive going forward.
It's a quick throw and catch to Jacoby Davis, and then in on him quickly was the defensive back Jalen Bellamy for a quick tackle. No yardage after the catch. Third down and 12 coming up here for the North, trying to answer that South touchdown earlier in this third quarter. And a big play here for the South defense, trying to get off the field and force a punt. Right back to throw, pumping, going deep down the left sideline, and that pass over the head of everyone, incomplete. Looking for Darius Graham on a go pattern. 4th and 13, and so the South does get the stop. They allowed 1 first down, but then forced the punt. And they're going to get the football back here with just over 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. We'll see for the South, Caden McMichael along with Halim Butler back deep to try and return this punt from Lucas Lasur.
Let's see what my guy Halim Butler got. Let's see. He's been really stout at the defensive back position. Let's see if he can get a little something going right here.
He's at the top of your screen. They angle it towards Butler. It's going to take 2 bounces. Butler gets out of the way and lets it roll inside the 20 down to about the 16-yard line. 4:56 remaining here in the third quarter. The South with the football back, up 7 here in Tampa. Just under 5 remaining here in the third quarter from Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa Bay. The Blue-Gray All-American Bowl right now with Team South in front of the North 31-24. The South with the football back, and Dennis Murray Jr. will call his own number on first down and going to be slung down at the 15-yard line. Nice play made there by the North. That was Deshaun Logan Russell, the DB from Phillips Academy in Illinois, in on that stop. It'll be second down and 10. Dennis Murray Jr., the quarterback from Mainland High School in Florida on the Atlantic coast, about 2.5 hours away. Threw for 23 touchdowns this year for his high school team against only 7 interceptions. Here's an end around, and Brown going to throw it back on the Philly special to Dennis Murray Jr. It's going to be a modest gain on the play, but it was very exciting. Just about the most exciting 7-yard play we'll see today. Going to set up third down.
Yeah, a little Philly special right here. A little reverse with another reverse again. And throwing to Dennis Murphy Jr. on the edge. Dual threat quarterback, can catch it, can throw it, can run it, can do all things, man.
But you know that has to offer some excitement for these players to not just run counter or dive, but to actually be able to pull a play like that out in an NFL stadium and run it.
Sure.
Even if it just gets 6 yards.
And the tight end, I mean, he probably hadn't thrown a pass in his life, so get an opportunity to do that, definitely.
And Murray Jr. loading up to go deep down the left sideline, incomplete, looking for Price Bowen, the receiver from Destin, Florida. Pass falls incomplete. The South will go 3 and out and punt the football back to the North.
And the one thing I see when I watch Dennis Murphy Jr., because he's that dual sport athlete and he's so good at what he does, is it's the technique. It's the technique at the quarterback position and be able to see. Now, that's twice that we've seen passes sail a little bit high over the receiver head. And that's simply because I just have to have my feet in the proper place, not falling back, being able to step forward and deliver the football and not have it sail over my receiver's head.
Well, here's the punt by Gavin Myers. The North will get out of the way of that and let it roll down to about the 31-yard line. So just about 1 minute comes off the clock for the South on that drive. They have to punt the ball away after a 3 and out. So we'll see the North again, and for the first time here in this second half, I believe it's going to be Tyson Buckley running the show from the quarterback position. 6'2", 250 pounds, out of Camp Verde High School in Arizona.
250 is a little generous. It's a little generous. Now we're not shaming. We're just saying. We're just keeping it a buck. You know, the 250 is generous for my boy Buckley. Call him Big Buck. Big Buck back there slinging that football around.
He's in the shotgun here on first down, and hands the ball to Kamani Barnes, who they lined up in the backfield on this play. And Kamani Barnes showing he can be a weapon no matter where you line him up. Picks up about 5 on that first down play.
Yeah, speed, speed, speed. That's what you're thinking about when you look at Kamani Barnes. This is a guy who has a ton of speed, man. So he gets to the outside, quickly puts his foot in the ground and is able to make a defender miss and then get upfield for a couple it's for a meaningful gain right there. But his speed is electric, man. Whenever he gets the ball in his hands, he is what you call a home run hitter, because he can take a play like that and then go to the house. He can take a screen and go to the house. Anytime he has the ball in his hands, it's a potential house call.
Second down and 5. Barnes is going to get the carry again. This time stood up at the line of scrimmage, gained maybe a half yard. Third down coming up, and you know, Barnes is a guy you could describe as a Swiss Army knife. Just someone that you can basically ask to do a lot of things in the offense. He can put it in the end zone anytime he touches it, and that might be my favorite position to watch on the offensive side of the ball, is a guy who, like you said, Jesse's a home run threat anytime he touches the ball. Texas A&M had a guy like that the last 4 years in Anais Smith, who's going to go to the draft. And Barnes, a special talent, being used right now primarily in the backfield. Third down and 4, and Buckley will settle into the shotgun. Back to throw, has some time, plants his feet, fires up the right side, and that pass caught. Nice throw, nice catch in traffic made by Jackson Garrett, the tight end from Cheyenne Mountain High School in Colorado. And Garrett's fired up, and why shouldn't he be after this big first down conversion?
Yeah, absolutely right there. You see Big Buckley back there driving the ball down the field, finding his big tight end in a crowd of people. He goes up, makes a completion, converts the third down, keep this drive alive for Team North as they're trying to get back into this football game down a touchdown.
That's a big conversion there on third down to North to get inside the south end of the field, and now a handoff to Cameron Jewell, and Jewell is going to be driven backwards. They're going to give him forward progress to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10 coming up, under 2 to go here in the third quarter. Alongside Jesse Holley, I'm Ryan Castle, on hand here at Raymond James Stadium. Casey Phillips down on the sideline. Happy you're with us for 2nd and 10 for the North. Down by a score here late in the third. Buckley with a quick throw. That's tipped and nearly intercepted. And it was Butler over there who had a chance to get it for the South. That pass deflected by Alan Borrell, the linebacker. 3rd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, when you watch this play, you got two receivers in the same space right there. There might have been some miscommunication on who had what route, because you never want two guys on the same plane when a quarterback's trying to get the ball to you. There has to be some sort of separation there. Someone has to have a shorter route, someone has to have a deeper route, because you're playing off one another and getting each other open while you're doing that. So there was some miscommunication there that almost led to the team's interception.
And a timeout is going to be called here by the North. That's their first charge timeout of the half. Want to talk things over on this 3rd and 10 coming up. And for the North, it's been a while since they've scored a touchdown. It came back in the second quarter, an 8-yard run by Dante Strickland that gave the North their last lead of this game at 21-17. Since then, it's sort of been all South. And the team being coached today by Dick Bell with a 3rd and 10 as we take a look at some coverage from earlier on today here at Tampa. This, of course, is not just a one-day event. These players and families have been in the area for the last several days, practicing and having a jersey presentation ceremony last night at the West Shore Hotel here in Tampa. And getting to know a lot of new folks, getting a chance to network and make some connections that could potentially last a lifetime, even if it's not in the game of football. Could be in the business world or the engineering world, or maybe even in the marine biology world.
There you go.
If you're Elijah Ling. So just a great opportunity to meet in a warm climate and enjoy the game of football and meeting some new people. 3rd down and 10, handoff up the middle for Murphy. And Loudon Murphy going to be brought down after a gain of about 3. And the North team is going to have to punt the football here.
You didn't quite understand that call. You know, it's 3rd and 10. You think the ball would go in the air a little bit down the football field to try to convert something like that. These are the type of plays right here where it's 3rd and 10 and you're on the plus 40 of the field. If I take a shot down the field and I miss it and it's intercepted or whatever it may have you, and it's caught back towards the 10-yard line, it's in essence like a punt. So sometimes you do right there, you just take a shot. Take a shot down the field, see if you can't come up with a miracle play. But if it's intercepted, you kind of like, hey, well, it's very similar to a punt.
So instead, it'll be a traditional punt here by LeSueur, trying to pin him deep, and a chance to return from the 15-yard line for Butler. And Butler will be spun out of bounds short of the 20-yard line. So South football, 14 seconds left here in this third quarter. And the South down a couple of different occasions today. They were down early 7-0 after the fumble by Christopher Nance on the game's opening kickoff. The North went in on the short field and made it 7-0. The South would fall behind again at 14-7 after a Loudon Murphy 14-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. But the South has fought back resiliently all afternoon long, and right now with the lead and the football in the white jerseys. And we will see For the South, this will be Drake Fisher in at quarterback, number 17 out of Sullivan East High School in Tennessee. Going to hand off to Antonio Poor, and the big fella will bounce this outside, get across the 25-yard line, and pick up about 8 yards on the final play of the third quarter here in Tampa. The South with the lead and the ball, second down and short when we start the fourth quarter here at the home of the Tampa Bay Bucks. Back in Tampa, unfortunately, that's not our office today, but we're at the second best place, Raymond James Stadium, here in the Tampa Bay, Florida area. Start of the fourth quarter with the South leading the North 31-24. Second down and short for the South in the white jerseys. Drake Fisher in the shotgun has Jesse Lerock to his left in the backfield. As we start the fourth quarter of action here from Tampa Bay, Ryan Castle, Jesse Holley, and Fisher going to go deep into some double coverage, and that pass incomplete, intended for Corey Winston. Third and short coming up, and we'll go down to the third member of our team today, Casey Phillips.
All right, I am here with Tylen McGee, who is from just down the road in Clearwater. What is it like to play a game just right down the road here with people from all over the country, but you're in essentially your home NFL stadium?
Yes.
What's been the moment that has stood out to you the most? What's been the moment that has stood out to you the most?
All right, we'll check back in with Casey here in just a moment. Down there with Tylen McGee, who is here from the Clearwater area. Handoff on that third and short, going to be good enough for a first down for the South, so they'll keep their drive going here. Just underway in this fourth quarter. Shadows beginning to creep onto the field from the big video board here at Raymond James Stadium. Some of the bigger lighting fixtures now sneaking in between the hash marks as we come upon the 4 o'clock hour here local time. Handoff on first down and a nice run over the left side. This is Devin Coutinho, who's shown his prowess throwing the football. That time he gets the carry and gets a first down out across the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it's a good read right there, just looking off the edge and then being able to use his speed to get to the outside. Another receiver blocking down the field. He's able to cut up inside of that and gain some positive yardage to give Team South a first down with the lead right now, 31-24, with just under a little bit more than 15 minutes left to go in this game.
And Mobley, Coutinho, I should say, they're listed as a receiver, but they've got him playing a little running back today at a Port St. Joe High School right here in the state of Florida.
Showing your age right there a little bit, Ryan.
Yes, I am.
Coutinho Mobley right there.
I made a connection there in my mind that didn't exist as Coutinho will run it over the right side. Not much room to maneuver over there, and we do have a couple of penalty flags that have come in on this run.
I think a face mask may have happened on that run. Coutinho Mobley.
Yeah, he played shooting guard for the Rockets like 20 years ago.
Yeah. You've been around the block for a while, brother.
Yes, I have. Yeah, our producer, Brian Duvall, making it a little worse, telling me it's more like 30 years ago. Well, this penalty, you're right, Jesse, is against the North. It's a defensive penalty that's going to move the South into North territory at the 47-yard line. Those are the types of penalties you just can't have when you're trying to make your way back into the football game.
Yeah, you see right there, the defender comes in, gets a whole lot of face masks and pulls Coutinho down for the tackle, and you just can't do that. That'll be a 15-yarder every single time, and now they're at a little bit past midfield. Team South is driving in.
And Fisher, again, hands to Coutinho, but first, another penalty flag. Those have grown more common here early in this fourth quarter. We haven't had a ton of them today. But a false start here against the South. Offensive lineman number 52, Jalen Simi, had his arms spread open as if to go, what? Really? On me? Are you kidding?
It never goes well for defensive linemen, anybody in particular, when their arms go out like, what? Me? Yeah, you. Yes, you. You are the culprit. Yes, I'm calling it on you.
Yeah. It's not a good look when not only do you commit the penalty, but you don't know that you committed the penalty. First and 15 for the South. Fisher now back to throw. Steps up into the pocket, goes deep down the right side. Winston diving, couldn't get it. But there's a penalty flag down in the secondary. And it's going to be against the North. The back judge right there to witness Winston in double coverage dive out for that ball, and we're going to see another penalty here against the North. Now the South taking a shot, Jesse, down the field. They've really called on Winston several times to try and be that deep ball threat. They nearly hit a home run there, but got the next best thing in a pass interference call.
Yeah, and he's been that. Winston's been a really good down the field threat. He's had a couple passes that he's caught, but when you're able to go ahead, if you can't catch it, you're able to get the penalty and get 15 free yards for your team in the first down. That's just as good if you're not going to be able to catch the football. But Winston has come out in this game and has been a true down the field threat for Team South.
Quick throw by Fisher here. That pass caught by Caden McMichael. We've seen McMichael in play in special teams several times today. Here he makes a catch, gains about 5, and it'll be third down here for the South. Or a second down, I beg your pardon. Second down and about 5. And the South with the lead and moving the football here. If you're the North, you don't want to go down 2 scores. The South sort of right on the edge of field goal range here. It would be about a 50-yarder if they weren't able to gain any more yards. Coutinho will take the carry, trying to stretch it to the outside. And he's going to lose yardage back to the 35-yard line. That North front starting to push on that South offensive line.
See, that's a play right there. You wish you had a guy like Dennis Murphy Jr. in right there, because he probably would have kept the ball, and it was a seam up the middle of that football field. But you know, Dennis is on the sideline, but that dual threatness that he brings, he definitely would have been able to see that hole open up and took the ball out of the belly of the running back and went up the field for a large gain.
Instead, it's going to be third and about 8. The South with the ball at the 35-yard line of the North. So they're not quite in field goal range here, I wouldn't think. Big play Fisher, play action, man all alone. Coutinho in the left flat makes a move and should have enough for a first down. That's a big conversion. Fisher finding Coutinho out of the backfield, and the South will move the chains.
Yeah, that's a big play right there. Throwing the ball out there to Coutinho and him making a guy miss and going to get the first down to keep extending this drive. In the South, you go up 2 touchdowns while this clock is winding down. It's going to be a pretty tough, tall order to come back for the North. But they're pushing it and they're moving the ball down the field. We'll see what happens out of this drive.
They're going to get a new series here. First down at the North 26-yard line. Fisher will roll the pocket to his right. Nobody open downfield, just fires it towards the sideline, incomplete. Trying to find Coutinho there right at the marker, but unable to catch it inbounds. So it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up. South had Nate Kogel lined up to the left that time in single coverage against a smaller defender. Thought they might pick on that, but instead a designed rollout. Pass incomplete to bring up 2nd down. Kogel's a guy that they haven't used a bunch today, but he's got good size, 6'4", 190. Has a couple of catches on the afternoon. 2nd and 10, Fisher looks left, fires quickly, and Kogel unable to put the squeeze on it. Hit at the end of that play by Aiden Bradshaw. You know, talk about good size. You look at Bradshaw, Jesse, 6'4", 180 from Urbana High School up in Ohio. You don't see a ton of defensive backs with his size.
No, you don't. And that's actually that's phenomenal size. But if you have a guy that big and able to move on the outside, now when you have guys like Winston, who's 6'4", and other guys who are 6'3" and up, now you can match a guy size for size that can run with those guys and compete for those jump balls in the end zone, and, down in and down out. So to have that kind of size of playing that position is definitely a plus.
3rd and 10. Fisher fires across the middle. Winston with the catch and spun out of a tackle. And Corey Winston to the house. Touchdown for the South, and they have pushed it out to a 2-possession game.
And just as I say that, Corey Winston comes out and he goes, Jesse, I don't care how big he is. I don't care how tall he is. I don't care how much you approve and like his size at that position. I'm bigger. I'm better. I'm stronger. I'm faster. I can make more plays in the end zone. And Corey Winston shows up again with his 2nd touchdown of the day. Big play after big play for this young man right here.
And the extra point is up and good from Timothy Peter Bertoni. What a catch by Winston. And then with the strength, Jesse, to just push off the defender and go the rest of the way for the score. The South pushes the lead up to 14 here in the 4th quarter. Just over an 11 and a half to go. Back to Tampa right after this. in Tampa. 14-point lead for the South. And let's send it downstairs once again to Casey Phillips.
All right, we're going to try this again. I have Tylen McGee here with me now. Hopefully the mic is working, because this guy is from just down the road here in Clearwater. What is it like to get to play in your hometown stadium with all these other people from all around the country?
It's a blessing to play on this field. I know I dreamed, every kid who plays football dreamed to play inside of an NFL stadium, so it's a blessing.
What did you want to accomplish from this game and this whole weekend and experience?
To show every college coach that I'm worth their offers and keep watching me.
I like it. And tell me about some of those offers. Tell me about some of these colleges you're considering and what's going to help you make your choice.
I have USF, Liberty, Rhode Island, Middle Tennessee, and I'm just looking for a school that can help me with my business and that can help me get to the league.
That's awesome. And what are the football aspirations for you in college? What do you want to see accomplished when you get there?
The best running back that walk on the field.
I like it. I like it. All right. Well, good luck in the rest of this game and in your career.
All right. Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Casey. Disaster has just occurred for Team North. A muff at around the goal line, and then a fumble at the 5-yard line recovered by the South. And with 11:30 to go here in the fourth quarter, the South has it back on the North's doorstep, up 14, and a chance to really run away with it now, Jesse.
Yeah, the thing that you always have to pay attention to is, don't do too much, right? As a player, all right, cool, you're down 2 scores, but, once the ball goes into the end zone, you muff it, leave it there. Leave it there, and then you compound the problem by trying to bring it out of the end zone, and you fumble it and turn the ball over. So, those are the type of things that coaches look at when it comes to decision-making from each and every player, and that just wasn't a good one right there for Team North.
So a great opportunity for the South to take commanding control of this game, and a handoff to Antonio Poor on 1st and goal. Got back to the 5. It'll be 2nd down. And Tylen McGee downstairs with Casey Phillips a moment ago. Wednesday is National Signing Day, so it's the second opportunity for high school football players to sign their national letters of intent to go play college football. Of course, the early signing day was back in December, but that's not the finish line necessarily, Jesse. It doesn't have to happen on Wednesday. We still have a transfer portal window that will happen in April, and sometimes these things can drag even into the summer, where spots open up at colleges and universities, and these players might get the call even as late as then, as that ball's thrown up for grabs into the end zone, incomplete, and then we have a penalty flag down as that pass by Cameron Zahn falls incomplete. We'll have to check on the penalty.
Yeah, to your point, Ryan, it's always, as there's steps to this, and it can happen at any point in time for these young men, but you want to keep going out there, putting out the film, putting out great products so that these coaches can make a decision. And this transfer portal has really kind of messed things up a little bit for these young athletes, because coaches are now picking guys from the portal more so than they are from the high school level. So, having an opportunity to come out here today to showcase your talent will definitely give you a chance to get picked up by one of these universities.
That penalty was against the South. It was offensive pass interference in the end zone. So the South receiver trying to do what he can to make sure that pass wasn't picked off, and had to take the penalty, and so that makes it 2nd and goal back at the 19-yard line. So a chance for the North now to potentially force a field goal try. Zahn will throw towards the end zone, and that pass broken up. Well done there on the back end. That pass knocked away at the very last moment, intended for Christopher Nance in the end zone. Nance was trying to box out there, Jesse, and a good job to reach around by the defender.
Yeah, I don't know if Christopher Nance knew the ball was actually coming his way. You see him coming out here. He looks like he's more so blocking than he is trying to catch a pass, and the pass late jumped up on him, and he was surprised by it more so than he was trying to run like a back shoulder fade. So, again, this is all part of, practicing for 6 hours and understanding what you're doing, but a missed opportunity right there for Christopher Nance.
Well, this is a big chance for the North.
I'm going to Watson right here.
Hold him for a chance at 3. Handoff, Poor. They're going to keep it on the ground. It's going to be 4th and goal coming up from the 17-yard line. Gain of just a couple for Antonio Poor. And so the field goal team will come out for the South and try to make it a 17-point game. Don't hate the call from the South. Keep things conservative.
Yeah.
You're really playing with house money after that fumble by the North.
I'm just greedy. I want to see Watson get more touchdowns. It's an all-star game. Let's go get more touchdowns. Excuse me, Winston.
So
Corey Winston.
The field goal here by Timothy Peter Bertoni, up with plenty of distance and good. And so the South able to cash in that turnover by the North with 3 to extend it up to a 17-point lead with 9:45 to play here in the fourth quarter. And the North running out of time in this fourth quarter, have to get some quick scores now. We'll see what Rodney Beasley, Anthony Giuliano, and the rest of that North staff have in mind here as they are poised to get the football back.
Yeah, you would hope it would start with a positive return in the return game, but if it's 6-7 yards deep, you got to leave it in the end zone, take the knee, and then come out to the 25-yard line. But if you get a chance to return it from the goal line, then you bring that thing out, and hopefully you can crack a seam and get up the field.
So 17 unanswered points scored by the South. This game was tied at 24 earlier in the third quarter, but the South has gotten a touchdown pass from Cameron Zahn to Elijah Ling, another touchdown from Drake Fisher to Corey Winston, and then the field goal there, and now another mistake by North in the kickoff unit as Amari Caines touched that ball before it went out of bounds. And they're going to pick up the flag because it was touched by Caines, and it's going to be North football inside their 15-yard line.
Yeah, what you have to learn at that play right there, if you can't get it, let the ball roll out of bounds. You'll get the ball at the 35-yard line. Or if you're close enough to the sideline, you learn this as an elder statesman in the special teams, you step out of bounds first and then you touch the football, and that essentially is the same thing that gets you the penalty. But if you touch the football first and fumble it, kind of bumble it out of bounds, then the ball is issued right there, no flag on the play.
So the North and special teams have not been best friends today.
No, not at all.
And it hurts them again here, starting with the ball at their own 11-yard line, down 17 with just under 10 to go in the ball game. And a high snap brought in, and a handoff here to Murphy, and Murphy showing good speed to get to the outside. Had a stiff arm thrown in there as well. And Loudon Murphy, actually it's Cameron Jewell on the carry, and a good start to the drive for Team North.
Yeah, both Jewell and Murphy has been really good backs in the backfield for Team North today. You see Jewell right there being able to turn that ball up the football field, get up the right sideline for a huge play on that play. Just again, feeling it out, stiff arm at the guy, point of attack, and just getting upfield. I keep telling you guys, when you watch the 20-plus yard runs, it's a great vision by the running back, but it's blocking by the receivers downfield, and you see the receiver blocking downfield so that Jewell was able to get extra yardage.
That was a 23-yard gain, and now an end around to Kamari Barnes, and Barnes will run free across the 45-yard line and have another North first down up to the 48. Kamari Barnes has such a quick burst, and he has shown that off today with another gain here of 14 and a first down.
Yeah, and if I'm going forward, I'm trying to get the ball in Kamari Barnes' hands, right? I'm trying to get it on the edges and allow him to use his terrific speed to make plays for your team. You know, he has to make sure he's protecting the football, though, because he gets a little bit loose with that football.
First down, North in the blue jerseys at the 48-yard line. Strickland back to throw. Has a man open on the left side. That pass caught by Cameron Jewell out of the backfield. Jewell fighting for every inch that he can get. Going to be taken down at the South 40-yard line. Beautiful throw and catch to Cameron Jewell, and a first down for the North.
The Strickland-Jewell combination has been working all day long. It's been working well in the backfield. Those two have played well off one another in the RPO game, and now you just saw a little bit of a rail route from Jewell, and Strickland being able to hit him down the field with a beautiful pass for a large gain. And here's North. Like, there's still some time in this thing. North is driving the ball down the field, getting in scoring range.
Strickland with a snap, handoff, Jewell, and stayed alive and kept his feet and hit the edge at the 30, down the sideline, 20. Jewell trying to score and going to be knocked out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Cameron Jewell will set up first and goal for the North. Jesse, as we take another look at this, he was dead to rights at the line of scrimmage and somehow busted out of that for a big play.
Yeah, kept his feet alive, nothing right there, bounces outside, gets the ball in the right hand, and just gets up the sideline. You know, guys not holding their containment, and Jewell just finding a way to keep his team intact and keep them within fighting distance. Got him down to the 6-yard line, potentially going in to score.
A.J. Patrick knocked him out of bounds to save a touchdown for the moment. And a handoff here to Lagares over the left side, and he is out of bounds just before the goal line. Knocked out of bounds at the 1. It'll be second and goal. Well, he knocked the pylon over, but evidently did that after he was ruled out of bounds.
Let's see here. Yep, that left foot was out of bounds.
Boy, if you'd have just reached the ball over that plane. The North trying to punch it in here on second and goal. Strickland back there with Jewell. They're going to give it to Jewell. He'll try the right side, and he'll be in. Touchdown. Team North marches right down the field, 89 yards, and trying to make this a football game with just over 8 minutes left.
Yeah, that drive was all Jewell all day. He got this team down the football field with his magnificent vision, his patience, and his burst. And you see it right here to finish it all off. He gets the handoff from Strickland, goes around the right edge into the end zone. All Jewell all day. Got the Team North. After this extra point, Team North will be down 10 points.
So Adams to try and tack on the point after, and he does. An 89-yard drive for the North cuts it to a 10-point game. Still plenty of time left here in Tampa, and we'll be back to Raymond James Stadium right after this. Well, that last drive for the North was Cameron Jewell left, Cameron Jewell right, Cameron Jewell deep. He did all the heavy lifting for the North. That drive started at the 11. Jewell with a 23-yard run to get it going, and then he finished what he started with a 1-yard run to cut it to a 10-point game. And now we'll see if the North defense can get a stop as Adams will send it deep and end over end, and a chance to return from the 1-yard line. Here comes the South with a little stutter step through the middle, and the return going to be stopped short of the 25-yard line.
Yeah, we'll add some more yardage to that because Team North jumped off sides on the kickoff.
That penalty flag down back at the opposite 40-yard line. Well, 7:52 left in the football game. Jesse, the recipe for the North is pretty simple. Got to get a stop, got to do it quickly, and then more quick drives like the one we just saw. And if you're the South, you want to probably run some clock, try to get some first downs, put this game away maybe with some points on this drive.
Yeah, and you got to make sure, if I'm Coach Stills, coach of the South, I'm telling my guys, hey, listen, protect the football at all costs. They're going to be ripping at it. They're going to be punching at it. They're going to be trying to scrape at it. They are now fighting from behind. The clock is not their friend. They're going to be trying to make turnovers as best as they possibly can. I tell my quarterback, if the throw's not there, hey, Dennis Murray Jr., you're a dual threat guy. Tuck it and run. Don't throw the football into harm's way. Tips and overthrows is what the defense are looking for.
And Dennis Murray Jr. will throw on first down, trying to find Catino over on the right sideline. Incomplete. Catino couldn't hold on to it, so it'll be 2nd and 10. They have featured Catino as a receiver and as a running back. And an interesting call there for the South to go to a passing play on first down with a 10-point lead.
Yeah. Any incompletion stops the clock. So you want to keep this ball on the ground and bleed as much clock as you can.
And a fake handoff here by Murray Jr. trying to get to the outside.
Stay in bounds. Stay in bounds.
Out of bounds just across the 30-yard line. And that'll stop the clock with 7:41 to play here in the fourth quarter. And so now, Jesse, you're looking at, this is an obvious passing situation here to try to keep the drive going. An incompletion is going to mean a maximum of 15 seconds off the clock on this drive. And so they are playing right into the North's hands with the way that this drive has gone so far.
Yeah, and those are the little things in the football game that you have to remind these young athletes about. Hey, if you get close to the sideline, just fall. We want to stay in bounds. We want the clock to keep moving.
Murray's in some trouble and lost the football. Is going to pick it up and try to find a positive play out of this.
He runs out of bounds again.
And he goes out of bounds short of the marker. So it's going to be 4th down, and the South will have to punt this ball away. 22 seconds come off the clock on that drive, and so the door is wide open right now. As we take another look, Murray Jr. not treasuring that football maybe as much as he needed to there, able to luckily have that ball come right back up into his lap.
Yeah, and Team North could not ask for a better series of play. Incompletion on the first play, a run on the second play, an incompletion after that, and now you have to punt the ball and the clock stopped both of those times.
This is a good punt by the South, and a fair catch called for and made by Jewell at the 30-yard line. So 7:22 left. The North's going to get it right back. I would imagine Cameron Jewell will be featured in this drive if possible. He did just about everything for the North on that last possession.
Or Loudon Murphy.
Yeah.
They're both of those guys have been really, really good in the backfield today. I think they're going to go with Loudon Murphy on this to start this drive right here.
So first down for the North in the blue jerseys at their own 30. Down 10, still a lot of time left in this football game. And a handoff on first down up in between the tackles to the 33-yard line. And that is Murphy, the running back from Southern Columbia High School up in Pennsylvania. He's got good size at 6'1", 180 pounds. Good low center of gravity, and he's a guy that can really do it in between the tackles, and he can attack the edges too.
Yeah, he's been on display all day long with doing that, man. Just having the patience to run inside. That contact balance, what I talked about earlier, being able to get hit and absorb the hit and stay on his feet.
Strickland will throw a dart out to the left side, is caught. Forward progress up to the 36-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and 4, and a big play coming up here. 6.5 minutes left. And the North needs to keep this drive going. So who do you call on? Who do you look for? Jacoby Davis made that last catch.
I try to get Strickland out in some space, right? Maybe a rollout, maybe something like that, where if the pass is there, he goes ahead and delivers the ball. But if not, he can tuck the ball away and go get a first down.
Strickland in the pistol, has 2 running backs in the backfield, and is going to hand it off to Jewell, and Jewell will be brought down right around the line of scrimmage. He got back to it and nothing else, and it will be 4th down and 4. So now if you're North down 10, it looks like the decision has been made. The North will go for it here in their own territory, needing to get to the 40-yard line to keep this drive going.
Yeah, I'm still considering getting Strickland on the edge. I think him on the edge is a good option for this football team.
2 receivers and 2 running backs in the formation, and a handoff, and this is going to be good for a first down for Murphy, and then some. Breaks free 40 and brought down at the 30-yard line. I believe it was Butler that made a touchdown-saving tackle on Murphy. 4th down and 4, and they turn it into 29 and a first down.
And Loudon Murphy goes, Jesse, what do you know? Give me the football. We're not giving it to the quarterback. Give it to the running back who's been running well all day long. And you see it right here again. Loudon Murphy just continues to be a patient runner, an aggressive runner, and picked up major yards on that 4th down play.
And on this first down snap, he's ripped down with some vengeance by Bo Kinney, who had the pick 6 earlier, the linebacker from Horizon High School in Florida. 6 foot, 220 pounds. That's kind of that ideal size heading into your freshman year. If he could put on 15, 20 pounds, keep the speed he's got right now, he can be a special player at the next level.
No, absolutely. That's that prototypical size heading into college, that freshman year. Like you said, 225 pounds. And you get there and you're getting a real weight program. You're eating 3 meals a day, and everything is set to you putting on those positive pounds. He can easily be 240, 245 and just be a load.
Strickland's going to roll out to his left and brought down over on the far sideline after a short gain on that play. This is going to be 3rd down and about 12 coming up here for the North. 4 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. We're going to have an injury timeout. The clock will stop as South defensive lineman a little shaken up on that play. Solomon White from Lake Worth High School in Florida pops right up and looks to be okay. He'll head back to the sideline.
Yeah, we got to get these 2 quarterbacks on the same page, right? We need the team South quarterback to stay inbounds. We need team North quarterback. You need to get out of bounds, not fall back inbound to keep the clock rolling. You got to be able to conserve some time. You're right there by the sideline. Do all you can to get out of bounds going forward so that the clock stops for you.
3rd down and 12. The North at the 31-yard line. Back to throw. Strickland, deep corner route. Man's there. Incomplete. Looking for Amari Caines, who had gotten some separation, but the pass a little too far in front, and it's going to be 4th and 12. That was a prime opportunity right there for the North. Just a little too far out of the reach of Amari Caines. Caines played his high school football for Rodney Beasley at Swansboro High School in North Carolina. Coach Beasley has had nothing but glowing things to say about Amari in my time with him this week, and Caines almost came up with a great play there. And now the North is going to try a long field goal here to try to cut it to a 7-point game. You've got to have 3 and 7, so you try to get the 3. Officially 49 yards. Bertoni hit from 49 earlier. Now Adams trying to answer him. It's got the distance. And it's wide to the right. Wide to the right, no good for Owen Adams. And so the score remains South 41, North 31 with 3:24 left.
And again, if I'm Coach Stills, I'm telling my quarterbacks, hey, quarterbacks, here's what we have to do. We got to protect the football, right? We cannot be loosey-goosey with the football. If it's there, take it. If it's not there, tuck the ball away, get what you can get down. They're going to be ripping, pulling, punching at the football. Don't let them stand you up, and then now other guys come in there to try to rip it out. If you get near the sideline, get down in bounds. We do not want to stop the clock by running out of bounds. Do not put the football in harm's way. And if I'm Ken Stills, I shouldn't even call plays that potentially could put the ball in harm's way.
Handoff to Jesse Lerock on first down, and Lerock will stay in bounds and be taken down at about the 24-yard line. Clock's going to wind here with 3:10 to play in the fourth quarter. The North has 2 timeouts remaining. So they'll have to be strategic about how they want to use those. A couple of first downs here for the South would put the game away.
And if I'm Coach Bell, I'm telling my squad, hey guys, listen, first guy in there, hold him up, right? Don't just try to attack, hold him up, and then the rest of you guys rally to the football, and let's see if we can't poke that thing out while someone holds him up. So hold him up, first guy gets there, then the rest of you guys come in, punch, scrape, rip at the football, see if we can't get a turnover.
Lerock got the call again on second down, lost a yard, so it's 3rd and about 8, maybe a long 7 coming up here for the South. And so if you're the North, you still have those 2 timeouts. You get a stop here. You call one of them, you save 1 for offense, still got to get 10 points, so it's an uphill battle. But certainly the door is open. It's not cracked wide open, but there's a little bit of light shining through. With just over 2 minutes remaining. Here's 3rd down and 8. Fisher back to throw, unleashes, and that pass nearly picked off. Broken up beautifully there as they stepped in front of Corey Winston. Incomplete.
Yeah, I don't, for the life of me, I don't understand the play call, right? It's you want to bleed the clock. I get it. You're up 10 points right now, and maybe it's a long distance to get the first down, but you run the football right there. You run the football right there, and you let the clock burn as much time as you possibly can. Under 2 minutes, and then they'll stop it for the 2 minute. But now you stop the clock and you give them an opportunity to go out there and to make a play. You never know what can happen in these situations. Jules back to receive the punt.
And the punt is a good one, end over end. And Jewell, did he make a fair catch? Evidently not. And that was a good timing on the arrival there by the South's Jalen Bellamy.
Good play.
Or it might have been, yeah, it was Bellamy who made a great play on special teams to take out Jewell. No gain, no return. And so it's North football starting at the 30-yard line. So for the North now, Jesse, quick hitting plays, maybe try to take some shots, but it's got to be all passing from here on out.
Yeah, it has to be. It got to be all passing here on out. You don't have time to run the football. You don't have time to methodically move your way down the football field. Now, you do have a couple timeouts, so the middle of the field is always an option to be there. So if they can find them down the middle of the football field, maybe that's a play. But if I'm the safeties, I'm getting deep, right? No one gets behind me. I'm trying to tackle everything in front of me, keep these guys in bounds.
Jalen Wright will sling it out to the right side, caught by Jewell. Not much of a gain for Cameron Jewell. He stays in bounds, and the clock will wind. 1:40 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Been a great ball game all afternoon long, back and forth. We were tied at 24 before the South scored 17 unanswered to go up 41-24. The North with a 1-yard touchdown run by Cameron Jewell. They've had a couple of more opportunities in this fourth quarter, but haven't been able to capitalize. And now Strickland going deep into triple coverage, and that pass broken up. Not a bad launch of the football there by Strickland, intended for Loudon Murphy out of the backfield. It's going to be 3rd down.
Yeah, you got to go into the huddle for time's sake. When I go into the huddle now, I got to give 2 plays, right? I got to get this first play run. Whatever we get, we got to just get back to the line of scrimmage and run the second play. I don't have time to re-huddle, to run to the sideline and get the play call, because I'm fighting against the clock. 3rd and 9 that you have to get right here. So I want to send 2 plays in there, and that way I can get those plays run back to back without alleviating as much time loss as I possibly can.
Now you're up against the down and distance as well. 3rd down and 9. Strickland is going to hand the ball off. This is Jewell, and they'll burn a timeout here to keep the time up there. It's going to be 4th down. Or will they call a timeout?
They didn't.
So they're going to let the clock run here. It's 4th and 6. And they will go for it from their own 34-yard line. So they need 6. They need to get up to the 40. Strickland back to throw. Twitching around in the pocket. Penalty flag comes in. Strickland will bail out of the pocket. Get close to a first down before he went out of bounds. But we'll have to check on the penalty. Half a minute remaining here in the 4th quarter.
Well, penalty will bring it back because that's in the area of holding. So we'll go back 10 more yards, and we're looking at a potential 4th and 14.
It'll be about 4th and
17,
16 or so.
16.
That is what it is, offensive holding. So 30 seconds left. Looks like the South will wrap this one up here in Tampa. Hard-fought win for Coach Ken Still's team today. And a timeout now going to be called by the North to talk over 4th down and 16. But Jesse, you know, win or loss, obviously both teams wanted to win the football game today, but putting that aside, you can't argue with the experience they've been able to have.
No, absolutely. We talked about it to open up the show. Playing in an NFL stadium, kids dream about this. I had the privilege to play in this stadium as an NFL player and understand what it means to play in a place like this. But these young men got an opportunity to live out their dream. Last high school game, you play in an NFL stadium, the same grounds that guys like Tom Brady and Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans have roamed on, and other greats like Rondé Barber and John Lynch and Mike Allstott. This is an opportunity that these kids will never forget, and you've heard Coach Still talked about it coming out of the half. Not only are we playing football, but we're also instilling good core values, good character into these young men, and hopefully one day that goes into being great student athletes, great husbands, great fathers, great people of the community. And that's what the game of football does. It galvanizes these young men, and it gives them a sense of purpose. And kudos to them and to their families. Safe travel to all them, and shout out to all the coaches who participated in this.
Yeah, well said, my friend. As Strickland on 4th and 16 rolls out, throws it back towards the middle of the field, up for grabs, incomplete. And that will give the ball back over to the South on downs. Give a lot of credit to Dante Strickland, the quarterback out of Lewisburg High School in North Carolina, just fighting his tail off, running for his life and just trying to do what he can to make a play. And the South is going to take over, and it'll take one play, and that's it. And the South will get out of here with a 10-point win. Such a great weekend here in Tampa. We saw a great game here today with plenty to choose from. If you like offense, we had a little bit of that. If you like defense, plenty of that. Special teams, check. It was all in play here today in Tampa. Thoughts on MVP?
Oh, man, I might have to go to Winston. Might have to go to Winston. I thought it might have been, you know, the running back from the North, but the way that Winston came on late in this game and made some huge plays, I'll probably go Winston for me.
It was his touchdown catch from Drake Fisher that pushed it to a 14-point game early on in the 4th quarter as the South knocks off the North here in Tampa. 41-31 the final. Thanks for joining us here in Tampa for this Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. The class of 2024 circuit is complete, and our best wishes and thoughts out to all of these student athletes as they make their way into the next level. And so for Casey Phillips and Jesse Holly, I'm Ryan Castle saying so long from Tampa. Once again, the final, the South 41 and the North 31. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.